Futures pointing to further gains coming up this morning as we look to make it 3 sessions in a row heading into a brand new month. First day of February, and we're looking to put behind us quite a dismal month of January. I'll run through a few numbers here to start things off. The S&P 500 and the NASDAQ both having their worst monthly performances since the start of the pandemic, as markets also eye interest rate hikes to come coming up in March. Overall, the S&P 500 down 5.3% on the month. The worst since a 12.5% loss back in March of 2020. The Dow trimmed its monthly loss to 3.3%. The tech-heavy NASDAQ 3.4% to the upside. Yesterday, it still was the worst off, though, down 8.9% in January, the worst months again since March of 2020. So let's get back to the upside, shall we? Netflix and Spotify, both pretty strong here in the pre-market, once again coming off back-to-back big gains for both, 11 and 13% respectively to the upside yesterday. AMC shares moving around in the pre-market there, company out with preliminary quarterly results. We'll talk about Tesla. We'll talk about the Chinese EV makers as well, out with their monthly deliveries for the third month in a row. It's XPeng topping the list once again. We'll have a look at those. AMD reports after the bell tonight. Chip makers pretty strong here in the pre-market as well. It's Tuesday, February 1st, 2022. TraderTV.live starts now. And we'll have a look at the overall markets here coming up in a second. We are just positive for the S&P and the NASDAQ at this point. It is tech stocks, though, leading the way once again. More economic data to come this week. We'll get a few numbers out Wednesday and Thursday. The big inflation number coming on the 11th. Next week, we'll get CPI data for last month, ahead of, again, what's expected to be the interest rate hikes coming in March. So should be an interesting day here, guys. We have a number of movers, which is nice to see. A little bit different than the past couple of weeks anyways. It's been a quiet start to the year. January overall, good morning, guys. January overall, pretty quiet month, even though it was pretty volatile individually. You know, we are coming off pretty negative months right across the board for all 3 U.S. indexes. So maybe this is a sign of things to come.
Well, we'll certainly see. Yesterday was to end the month was a pretty big rally, and it might be, the NASDAQ might be flat, the futures might be overall flat, but there was a lot of big-time movers and a lot of runners. Like pre-market volumes are pretty good this morning, led off by AMC, but that's not the only thing moving around here. All the EV names are booming. The Chinese delivery numbers. Lucid's breaking out as we speak. So there's a heck of a lot to be able to cover here today, and it should be a fun one. Obviously, the old adage, well, not the old adage, but when January's been a negative month, sometimes that's been bad for the rest of the year. 2008 obviously was going to fall into that category. But hey, this is totally different circumstances. I think we have some big earnings coming through after the bell tonight, with AMD, Alphabet as well. And then later on in the week, we'll get some serious bellwethers. And then a string of beats could be exactly what the market needs to continue this rally here. But yeah, AMC, shareholders got to be happy today.
Depends when you bought, I guess, but yeah, better to be up than down, that's for sure. But yeah, this market has just rallied like crazy, and I think we're getting into a spot where we're all pretty happy with our current positions. But the thing is, we've rallied an unrealistic amount over the last couple of days. NEO themselves up 20%, Fisker up 20%. We're talking about in 2 days. Like, it was, NEO was $19. Now $25, just 2 days later, right? Fisker is another one of those names. We all know about Tesla. We don't have to talk about that. Fisker was $10 2 days ago. $10, right? So that's 20% up in 2 days. It was less than $10 2 days ago. So you're 20% up here. You're 20% up in SoFi. You're 20% up everywhere right now. So, even Tesla approaching that 1,000 mark one more time, we're approaching it. We're 950, but, this name was up 11% yesterday. So, as Tesla goes, they all seem to want to go. Rivian was, you want to talk about a name that's up huge right here. Rivian, $67, right? 2 days ago was $50. So that's $17 on $50. You know, like that's where it was. That's the very bottom. So I mean, it's kind of like cherry picking the very bottoms, but you know, that's still 35% in 2 days. For Rivian. So, I mean, I guess today will be its 3rd day. So it's just an absolute monster move up in a lot of these names. It'll be lucky, you were lucky to have bought the bottoms there. We were pretty happy with buying some Facebook, some CRM, and some Palantir near these bottoms. So it's been good, but hey, there's lots more to happen. I feel like the market's a little bit overheated right now. Might be in store for a flat day and then we regroup. But yeah, big earnings coming. Google's gonna absolutely crush the print, and so is Facebook. So I just look forward to those 2 companies reporting. Other than that, we'll just see what happens here.
Going to be interesting to see if we can kind of hold higher and then, as Sean was saying, move again. A little one from yesterday, tiny float on this one. You remember that Nightscope KSCP just out with another contract here on the casino side of things. So KSCP, if you remember, was absolutely crazy yesterday, halted a couple of times right off the bat, just popping up here, went from 18 all the way to 21. Very, very thinly traded, remember. I think it's about $2.5 million on the float for that one. So a headline there at 8:30. If you weren't with us yesterday, Miss V is off for a couple of weeks for a much-needed vacation. So we wish her well. Hope she's enjoying things over in Russia. So she'll be back with us in a couple of weeks. So let's jump right into, guys, what we need to know. Heading towards the open this morning, going to be all about some of these individual movers so far. I mean, XPeng. 3 months in a row, topping 10,000 deliveries. Also 3 months in a row, topping the list of Chinese EV makers when it comes to deliveries. So this group going to be active today.
Yeah, going to be active, and already some pre-market moves. I mean, you know, XPeng, it made about a $1.50 bounce on actually over 1 million shares, although a lot of it is just a bunch of dark pool prints here. So it's a pretty light volume, but it is making a huge bounce here. And they've been leading NIO for a while. Like, this is not new news. I mean, I know NIO was the darling last year, and we say this every time this comes up monthly, but they've been lagging. I think Li Auto actually starting to dig in as well. So, you know, I look at what usually happens for some of these delivery numbers, and you also throw in the rally yesterday, and we've been bullish on them before, and then a lot of times it's just that sell-off when they sell the news at the open. You got a bit of a push here on XPeng's, particularly through 36 just now. That would have been the level, I'd say, like 930. You know, you're trying to break this, you know, going all the way back into last week. You're trying to break this 36, and then maybe it gets sold, and then you catch a bounce somewhere at that 34 level. I still think that the 34 going back to yesterday afternoon could be that bounce spot if this does get sold off here today. But now that 36 is gone, I can revisit that if it falls down heavily at the open. Otherwise, I'm looking up to like 37, 37 and a half. It's deceiving because, you know, I look at 1 million in volume, but it is just one massive dark print. So a lot of this glide to the upside on XPeng has been on not a lot of vol. And NIO falls into a similar category, though NIO has some juicy levels as well to the upside. And we're definitely going to talk a bit more about these. But in the past, we have seen these delivery numbers be a sell the news type of event, and then there's a bit of a later rally after. Either way, they're still growing more than they were before. XPeng's numbers have been pretty solid. And it's just trying to get back to that 200 period after, you know, what was just an ugly last couple of weeks here, essentially falling over 30% in 1 week. So, you know, this bounce is good, but it's 20% from the bottom, and you're not even halfway back to where it was last week.
Yeah, I like that level 34.50 on XPEV. That's going to be a pretty gold one if it comes into play, but you're still up $2. So I doubt we fall into that, but we can wait to see 34.50, great. We have written on the sticky note, and what's up, guys? Welcome to the show. It should be a big one again here today. But we have their very first stock on the sticky note is NIO. We did really well here. The sticky note, you can find it at TraderTV, Sean. It's not, my trade's not going to be in here from yesterday, I don't think, no. So we went long yesterday right down here at $21. We got out for 50 cents. It was unbelievable. And then, I mean, not that it was unbelievable that we only took 50 cents, and then we ripped up to $24. So today we'll watch out for NIO one more time. We've been, you know, hitting these stocks real well, man. We've been having a great month, a great couple weeks here. And then if we take out this 25, which we should do it, that will be another bump for me. So we'll take out 25 long here on NIO. I think we have some support to deal with back here at 24. And I know it's like look at this move. This is what we were talking about earlier on. You were $19 2 days ago, right? And now you're up to 25. So it's already up 20. I mean, that's $2.40. So you're already up 25, a little bit percent here from that bottom, which is crazy in just 2 days. So we'll wait to see where we go now today, but I don't think that there's any reason why we can't take out this 25. So I'm going to be long NEO through 25 for sure. And then as far as taking out some profits on those numbers, I mean, 25 looks pretty good right there. I'll probably get out way too early, but I mean, I don't think that 26 is too much of a problem if you take that 25 long. And then again, if you have that, I guess a danger zone would kind of be this pre-market, or I mean, the pre-markets today is 20. I mean, I don't know, 24 again, I guess, but you just look at yesterday's levels of 24.10 where we didn't break. We held yesterday, held. So for me, NEO's pretty clear. You have 24 to 25. We want to get long somewhere in here. If we don't have that opportunity, then we'll punch our ticket long through $25. A big shout out to Playmaker. What's up?
Let's talk Robinhood here quickly, guys. We're going to get into all the other things that are moving around, but I want to mention Robinhood because we're higher again in the pre-market, 1.4% for the third day in a row. I just double checked. So kathysark.com saying 129,000 additional shares purchased by the ARKK ETF again yesterday. So 2 days in a row. She was in there buying not as much, anywhere close to as much yesterday, but still pretty impressive day. We're up 1% again today for Robinhood.
Yeah, look, obviously you came into yesterday and it had what was seeming like a bit of a double top. You had Friday's rally, and then in the pre-market you were testing that 1280 area. It broke out, and then you had the top from yesterday at 1460, another 1440. That number, like it's the amount of shares bought, that's less, what is that, like $1.5 million worth? It's like notional. That's not really a heck of a lot. In the grand scheme of things, I think you pull up any of these charts and you can see how, I guess, tiny the rally is from that perspective. And I zoom back out and I say, okay, well, a little bit more significant the price area that we're in now. Like you broke back and got right to the previous resistance at 1365. That just held it on a dip almost to a T. So I think you're probably looking to at least challenge this 15 area, and that's the level I'm looking at here today. Now I know, I sat out yesterday until the afternoon waiting for it to make a top and then made a turn. Didn't want to fight this one too hard. It's 2 successive strong days worth of rallies. The setup gives you a good risk to reward off of that 1450 to give it a high, but I do think there's a chance that Robinhood runs into resistance at 1485, right? Like the slower pace of buying shows you that a lot of people that would have picked up those shares on those capitulation bottoms on Friday, there's either profit taking or they're a little bit done. As far as chasing it up here, I'm not sure that that's going to be, too much of a thing here today. I'm going to go with shorting it off the top. If it breaks the high here, I think the $15 level certainly works as well. We still have to pay for locates on Robinhood, I do believe, so I have to double check on those. But it's just another name a couple of days after earnings now that things have settled down, where the rally is so big. Like this was it was just under $10, and now you're talking about $14.50 for a stock, which had been absolutely getting crushed. Not a lot fundamentally has changed for them. It's not like the report was really that good. You have companies reporting this week that are blowing out earnings. People are going to want to get money into those names.
Yeah, the report was completely opposite of that. It was an absolutely disaster report, but at the same time, ball don't lie. So the Hood's been the trade of the day for me for the last couple of days here, and it was fantastic yesterday when we went short and we reversed it to the long, and then we shorted up here. So it's just too bad it doesn't show the trades. I had over 70 fills or so yesterday on Robinhood. Not really on the radar today, but we will definitely have a look at Robinhood. I want to give a big shout out here on Twitter to Trader Paul, who is on the sticky note here, and you can find it today. And then look at this setup he has here. Big screen TV, he's got the sticky note there, and then I noticed the Hulk sock. So big shout out to Trader Paul. Thank you for the retweet, and thank you for the love. A nice little setup there that you have. Just make sure your feet aren't up here when you're trading, unless you're cash money throwing around some hot dogs there. But for right now, it'll be a fun time. Thank you for the retweet, and thank you for the like and the love on the sticky note. And Robinhood's not on there. I was just checking my notes. It was been on here the last 2 days. Not on today. 300,000. I do like the trade. I want to go short this name, and until the short is in, I don't have too much interest in it. We'll pay for shorts here. It's super cheap to do that. But 13, I mean, this is the same level I was trying to wait to break yesterday, and it just didn't break. Was this 1360 level? We were short up here 1420s, and we got out down near the downside. So I like Robinhood here today, but my bigger fish to fry is going to be on AMC. If we're going to take one of these kind of rally names, I'm going to take AMC today, and we'll watch Robinhood in case there is some kind of movement.
All right, happy to have King's Entertainment Group with us. Brand new listing on the Canadian Securities Exchange here in Toronto. As of last week, they're the parent company of global online gaming brands Lotto Kings and Win Trillions, out with big announcement. As of yesterday, brand new app for Latin American markets. Lottery results app coming through for King's Entertainment. We're happy today to have the CEO and director of the company with us, Steve Bunden, joining us on the show for the first time. We're happy to have you, Steve. Great to have you. It's an exciting time. First of all, congratulations on the IPO. Tell us about this app and what people can expect from it first.
Well, really, it's a great new marketing tool that no one's done before in our space. You know, it's a great way to kind of bring the needle to the haystack, because everyone else is kind of like, you know, the haystack, you know, the needle in the haystack. This brings that to us. So what we do is we go ahead and we offer lottery results globally through an app. No gambling done on the app. This is just for, you know, lottery players across the globe that want to get their results from all over the world. Powerball, Mega Millions, Euro Millions, El Gordo, all their favorite lotteries. They can favorite their lotteries. They get all the results. They get notifications. This is for, you know, the avid lottery player. Then once we have them on the app, right, it's a great way for us to qualify them as one of our potential customers. So we go ahead and we build a critical mass on the app, you know, providing all this great content. And then we have an audience there that we can, you know, target and promote our products to, you know, knowing that, hey, if you're favoriting Powerball, you know, on your results app, then, you know, maybe you'll want an offer on Powerball. So it kind of, you know, brings, again, the offers to the people that we know want them without having to spread money out all over the world in a marketing effort, you know, guerrilla marketing, standing on the top of a building and throwing money out the window. That never worked for anyone. Well, maybe 1 out of 100.
Let's talk about some of those other products. The company recently shifted from just the lottery side of things to add a online casino vertical as well. Tell us more about that.
Right, well, being in the casino business, I started at Caesar's Palace in my 20s. You know, I understand that there's a synergy, you know, between lottery players and casino players. In fact, in the old days, before you could get a casino license and you had a lottery license in a state, you would put what they call pull tab machines or instant lotto machines in your casino. And those were really just slot machines called lottery machines. So what happened is we started to realize there was this synergy between the two verticals, and we started to move our customers from lottery over to slot machines. About 14% of them, when I took over the company, we're passing 20% now with our eyes on 25 or 30%. Lottery is a great way to bring customers in at a nice price point and then move them over to verticals where we can increase our bottom line, still giving that sticky connectivity. Because if you look at most of our casino competitors, they don't offer lottery. Most of our lottery competitors don't offer the type of tier 1 casino product that we do. It gives us an advantage in both places.
This is a crowded space, lots of competition. Let's talk about some of the features that potential users of the app can expect. What makes the company stand out in this, you know, as we said, crowded space?
Right. Well, I think at the core, we're innovators. You know, and that's because we are professionals, not just in the lottery business, but in the sports and casino business as well. So when we look at the lottery product, we're not just looking at it through traditional lottery eyes. We're looking at it in a more broad spectrum. So we create products that have never before been created. Stuff like, you know, boosted jackpots, where you can come and bet a $20 million lottery, but for 100 or up to 400 million, 100 million for free, up to 400 million for a fee. This is virtually new, never been done before. You can do it at all of our sites. We have things upcoming as well. products like the magic number, where you can take your favorite lottery and bet just one number. How many times have you played the lottery and only gotten one number right? If you do that, you're a winner. I think these are the type of innovative things that we're doing. And just as the field is catching up and starting to do the same thing, we're coming out with new things, and we're always one step ahead. I think that's a big advantage with Lotto Kings and Win Trillions.
Pretty impressive numbers. I'll run through a couple of them here. 118,000 on average signups per month. Revenue $5.9 million in 2021. Give viewers what is to come, a forecast here. As we head into the second month, we're in February now here, Steve, of 2022.
I think there's a few things at play. I think we're finally going to, we have the benefit of having existed. We're not a startup company. We've been around, for quite a long time, since 2005. I've been with the company for 2.5 years, and we've had to exist with very smart marketing because we haven't had that bankroll to just throw it at all types of marketing. Learning the smart way to market, we now have the bankroll with the money raised to be able to press the bets that work. We're also aggressively pursuing mergers and acquisitions with synergistic companies. We've got a few companies we're looking at now. I think big things are to come. I look for big revenue gains. But listen, at the end of the day, the gambling industry got in trouble by pushing the dream, by always selling the dream. I rather sell the reality. The reality is we're operationally profitable. We're headed in the right direction, and we're looking to just continue to get bigger and bigger in a smart and concise way.
Brand new listing, as we said, on the CSE here in Toronto, guys. Check it out, JKPT. On the screen there, Jackpot, love the ticker on the CSE here. Steve Munden, CEO and Director of Kings Entertainment Group. A pleasure. Thanks for doing this.
Thanks for having me.
There we go, guys. JKPT on the CSE. It was January 25th, going back to last week.
Yeah, we got a thing for really good ticker names. When you're a trader, can you remember it? It's about the Jackpot. That's the closest thing we got to it there. But,
Jackpot, yes, there it is.
It's funny how it always does that.
It always lands on Jackpot, and maybe that stock's a jackpot. So there you go. I mean, great symbol, great idea. We are, essentially there is an aspect of gambling in trading every day. You got to line up the odds, right? You figure out the odds, you get your money in there, and we see what happens. So I think that was a great interview. Thanks, Brendan, and a new idea. You could check it out. It's always nice when we get the new IPOs on, right? Because then you could do your own research, you can get in on the ground and figure out if you like that kind of a thing. So. But I don't know how our DraftKings or how our Penn is doing lately, but that might be...
it's funny you mention that.
Yep.
Because I think we're about to go to upgrades and downgrades. And
one
of those two names, I know.
Which way is
Ms.
it?
V usually does this, but she's not here.
Oh, so it's Penn on the wrong side.
We'll go to Brendan for upgrades and downgrades.
Over there.
Actually,
Penn National, Credit Suisse, not liking them today with price target cut. Silvergate down here as well. Separate news, they picked up Facebook's old crypto project. Wells Fargo to this side, Moderna, Harley-Davidson, and BioNTech, some vaccine names, guys.
Yeah, the vaccine names to the upside. I think I saw the headline for Pfizer. It was like being pushed to apply for emergency use authorization for their vaccine under 5, and you're going to see up Moderna 3.5%. So some of these names, they've been beaten down so much that they've actually started. This is now 3 days in a row. I think we talked a little bit about Moderna as I'm trying to zoom my chart out here. Talked a little bit about Moderna making a bit of a bounce play and turning into what looks like a long. It was pretty choppy in yesterday's action, but you can get through if you can get through that 180 level, like you have some pretty clean breaks. And this is what I'm talking about here. The bottom end of this channel, you had the big fall coming in. This is more like 177, but you get through that 180, and then you got a clean shot. 190 is about $10, and then next level up, you get these $10 chunks here. And as much as this has been a solid rally for Moderna, this never challenged its lows from last week, Monday, at all. Like it came within $10 and then just started shooting to the upside. So sometimes you like to see that. It's been a short till it's not, and this is the point where maybe it's turning into a little bit of a bounce for Moderna. It's a long way to go from the top since this was a $500 stock, but at the end of the day, it all starts small. And one of the names on our watch list there, you saw on the downgrade, Silvergate, their news is, not big for Facebook, but buying the DM platform, because they want to launch their own stablecoin end of the year, but catching a downgrade after several strong upward days, maybe too far too fast.
Yeah, Pfizer was another name we could look at as far as vaccines are concerned. But again, it's still way away from its 200 period. which is fine. We don't need to buy stuff that's all the way down here. It's just you're not really buying a super depressed asset if you are buying Pfizer right now. But I don't mind buying them. I just feel like the vaccine push right now is over. I know it's not over worldwide, but definitely here in North America, as we can finally, and let's go Mamma Mia, because we can finally sit down, and we're planning on going to a nice little breakfast joint after, and again, hockey's reopening for my little guy. Gymnastics is open today for my daughter, and karate's opening for my man. And then this weekend, the parents, we're all coming to see the hockey game. So we're going to be going out to eat. And what does that have to do with Pfizer? Just, I think a lot of people that have gotten the booster shot or their vaccines probably have already got them. We had some big mandates and stuff like that, a big rally here, or not here, but in Ottawa for the push. So I just feel like Pfizer, Moderna, J&J, all that kind of stuff, we got to sort of take it back to, the next kind of level here and figure out, hey, what exactly are we talking about as far as all this is concerned? And are there other sort of avenues of profit available to these companies? I just got into Palantir, which is a mistake, so we'll bid that out here and see if we can get out. But I got triggered in on a D-print. So there we go. We are into Palantir early off of this crazy D-print. So we'll have to fix that. But yeah, Moderna, Pfizer, so on and so forth. We like those names, but I'm not a buyer of any of them until all this vaccine stuff really does settle down and we can see really where the profits are coming through.
The headline on Uber and Wallbox, the EV charging company. They make the actual units for charging stations. So they expanded their partnership. They're going to look to go right out through the entire U.S. by April of this year. This is another one, guys, that had a huge day yesterday, back higher. Retook some key levels, 36, 37. Not a big move on that headline, but Uber looking pretty strong after yesterday.
Yeah, this wasn't a double bottom for Uber. Like Uber broke on Friday, it actually broke down, and I missed out on that one when it broke the Monday lows because that was the key thing we were watching for. And this has been just an absolute, it's been a disaster for them, at least in terms of the last couple of weeks, just running away from the 200 period. I think if it gets anywhere, and this might not happen today, but the only look I had for Uber is if it got up to that 50 period, which is sitting right at about $40. That's the kind of level you get into the afternoon, where if we have another rally day, you get into an obvious price area. You get to like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, when some of those tops a lot of times get made on strong days. And if you're at $40 and if you're at the 50 period, then I think that's a trade that comes into line. As for the open on Uber, the news doesn't seem to be moving it too much here and the volume's not there. So it's a pass for me, but this is one that if it got to 40, that's a level I'd be all over if we get there here today. It does feel like that's a bit rich given what we've seen the last couple of days. It'd be super impressive. If this put in another, it looks like a 7% move, I guess it would have to do to get there. That would be pretty impressive. It doesn't seem all that likely though.
Uber? Yeah, you know what? So that was Uber. What was the other one? Lyft. There's so much, there's so many names that we used to, something's going on with my charts, honestly, because I try to change it and it changes it on the, I don't know. We had an upgrade and I didn't download it. I don't think you did either, but we did have a software upgrade. And I'm wondering if there's something, there just seems to be something a little bit different here with switching of the charts. Okay, but anyways, a name that we haven't looked at in a hell of a long time, Lyft. Wow, I'd rather look at Uber. I just understand the business a little bit better because they have the Uber Eats. I know they're going into Uber Freight. I think that's going to be a big thing for them, Uber Freight. And so anyways, Lyft right now just still doesn't really get the huge bounce off the bottom like some of these names, but $35 up to 38 and change, trying to go. We're well below the 50 period. We're well below the 200 period. I never like a name that has the 200 above the 50. So for right now, I'm going to leave all this alone. If we can get something a lot lower, then fine. But I'm not a buyer of Uber or of Lyft at any of these levels. I just think there's better fish to fry. But Uber's been up to $42 just recently. So there is a lot of runway in this stock. See, this is what I mean. It was just $44 back on January 11th. What are we at today? Feb 1. Hey, welcome to the new month. Yeah, so there is some sort of runway for these guys to get back to 44, 46 bucks. But again, you know, we had the cross right there, the death cross in my charts anyways, crossed it, and then it's just been negative since then. So we can almost wait for that cross to happen one more time. It probably happens around 40 or 42 bucks if we keep the momentum going, then we get back up to the upside. But for me right now, I like Uber as a reopen play. I just feel like there's better names to get into.
All right, let's bring in Arun here and get a check of the overall market. We are trying to stay positive, at least for the time being. Arun's back in the building, filling in for Miss V, or will be filling in for Miss V, on the Market Movers show coming up at midday today. What's up today, Arun?
Well, I mean, you can see this chart. The market's up, but it's not a whole lot. Most of the movement was done yesterday in the afternoon. You saw that massive rally right at the end there. I think we've seen that for 2 days now. And I'm going to show you guys the chart. This is the charts that I work with, so you can actually kind of go through them with me as I kind of show the levels here. You see this yellow zone? That's the areas where I'm looking to potentially kind of fade this market. We're approaching one of those zones here because I've got 45.50 as a level up top. So the reason I've got this level is back on the 20th and 21st, we spent a decent amount of time around there supporting this market. So if we can get back into that and kind of fade this area, I'd like to get a short. I just need the setup, though. The strength of this market is still in play. We're still continuing yesterday's move, so we're not going to short it just yet, but we do need to be aware of the fact that there is a zone that we can potentially work with. There is a sell side move that could be made as long as we get the right setup. So 45.50 is going to be the first level I'm going to look at. And then on the support side, let's just say that the market, you get that short, it goes down. Well, if we were to come down, and this is a trade I've been trying to get into since yesterday, I think it was around noon or so, I've been trying to get into along somewhere in that 44.35 area. That allows me to play into that 4400. 43.95 is a level I've got down below. Just a nice little support base that's been clear. We've kind of gotten through the mess that was there in the mid 44.50s. We've cleared that. So now I'm looking to use that as previous support to catch along if I can get it. Of course, the short's available with the 45.60 up top. We're in that zone, potentially fading. And then the level I've got above that is going to be 46.20. So if we break 50, the next level up is 46.20. So we've got a couple levels and a couple zones that we can potentially fade this market into. But again, you got to be smart about how you're going to go after the short because the market is showing you strength. So allow it to show you some weakness before you go for the short. But that could potentially happen. It's a brand new month. A lot of things were done at the end of the month, like yesterday and on Friday as well. A lot of program buying we noticed. So how is the month going to start off? It's going to be very interesting to see how we begin this month after having a tremendous close for the last couple of days.
Yeah, a lot of strength going into the brand new month. Thanks, Arun. We'll check back in again tomorrow morning. We'll see what is going to be up for today. We're still grinding higher here, 0.1 to the upside. Let's get into what else is moving around in the pre-market, guys. That is the absolutely free watch list. We send it out every morning before we come on at 8:30. Make sure you grab that link. We'll have it in the chat for you if you do need that. Again, the first, there's a lot to get to this morning. The first we're going to discuss here, Chinese EV makers, as we said, very, very impressive deliveries right across the board. It was XPeng, though, that topped the list for the third straight month for the company as well, above that 10,000 mark. Where is the trade here today, guys?
We'll just hit the alarm now because we are into AMC, so that's what we're going to try to do every time I can get into a position here. We are into AMC. That's going to be talked about next, but just we're into AMC. We're not going to be doing much until 1650, so we'll average in on the way down and see if this goes. So that's, I just want to give everyone an update on that one. We talked about it earlier on in the show. Check out the sticky note here. I'll put it back in the chat. We have NIO as the #1 name right here. Great delivery number, up 33%. Sure, Li Auto and XPeng. I think XPeng, I normally make a lot of money trading XPeng, so I do want to look at that back down near that 34.50 level. But for me, yesterday we traded NIO. Unfortunately, my trades aren't going to be in here. But we had the same feels yesterday for a long on this name, and it worked. The only sad thing is we took a long at 21.50 break, and we got out at 22 right here. So we missed all of this. But the NASDAQ was also up 3.5% yesterday, so that's a huge rally. And then now we're hovering around the top. We failed to break 24.60 yesterday. Well, the high was 24.68. 24.65. We just hovered around there all afternoon. And then today, of course, and then today, of course, I mean, we were just hovering around 24.50 right at the close. We make a little dip down, and then today you get the NASDAQ up 0.3. So obviously you get this rocking, and it's about to take out 25. So I have to punch long here if we break 25. Was not expecting that right here, but just, oh, darn it, there it goes. So we'll go a little bit longer than maybe, we did, yeah, ooh, okay. It broke and came back. So what's my price now? 99. So now we have another position. Get it going. Maple Leafs just scored another goal. What, 7 goals yesterday or something? Yeah, so there it is. So the red light Rasico, if any of you guys know that guy. Well, I'll tell you it was a goalie, but you guys can look it up. So anyways, as you go here, Neo, I like the long. We'll take it right now. It's going to be similar to yesterday where we had this trade in the pre-market or just close to the open anyways. I wish it was a little bit more shares on here, but I'm not confident on these pre-market breaks on a name like this, especially when we have 25 minutes to go. So we will take it because we're going to support the 25 break, but at the same time, I wrote down here that we have support back to 24. So although yesterday we didn't break this 24.60, I feel like we may get an opportunity to trade back in this area. So we're going to be wrong on a 24 break. If for some reason this name wants to come back in today and the deliveries weren't as good as people were hoping. And again, this is the thing. I don't cover the stock. I'm not an analyst. Like, I have no idea where this name will go or if that 33% number was any good for them, up year over year, 9,600 vehicles. I don't know. Sounds fine. So we'll see if the market agrees and we go to the upside on here. So mid 24s is the average in. We have some bids in here right now. And then if we're wrong, we're going to be wrong at $24. Before I throw to Neil, just quickly, let's see if there's anything on the imbalance for them. So these are all names I'm looking at right now. And this is the first time I looked at the imbalance. And it's just, of course we're going to look at names.
What are the odds?
Yeah,
well, it makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Of course we're going to look at names that are popping off, and they happen to be on the imbalance locator. So AMC bid, Palantir bid, Neo bid. These are all stocks that I'm either traded in already or have shares in right now. And then AT&T's there, Juniper, Space, blah, blah, blah. So right now these names are near the top, and there's Neo with 298.
So XPEG, their numbers were almost even more impressive, over 100% growth. They're over that 10,000 mark, and they've been doing that for a bit. We talked about that. And I mentioned I like the dip buy because a lot of times they sold off on these numbers. If it gets about to 37, I think you could run into some trouble. But I was also looking at Neo because in the afternoon show, or at least some point yesterday, we were talking about this price level around 25 here on NIO. And I go back and look at it, semi-break this level back last week, or maybe it was a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, last week. And you got to like 25 and change, 25.15 in particular. So if this is going to be the case where I'm sitting there waiting for a dip buy on XPEG, then I want to be ready in case there is a rollover. Now, if this at 9:30 tries to break 25.15, doesn't get through, and then it breaks back below 25 even, I would look to short that with a 15 stop, and then look to retrace that back to 24. And then if both those names were to roll over, it'd be XPEG, I'd be looking for the long down around that 34.50 area. So, I think I want to play one for the roll. I mean, Neo could break 215 and just start running, in which case I wouldn't put the short on. But with about 20 minutes to go, there is the chance that it tries to put on a fail break and then that dip. But I'm going to be doing the dip buy in XPEG if that move happens.
Let's go to Tesla here next. 54,000 vehicle recall, not huge. They've had way bigger than that in the past, but coming off pretty impressive couple of days here for Tesla. That was this morning. Here we are today, still higher, 0.8% above that level now. It was below when I looked at it first, 935, 936 here in the pre-market, guys. I was reading this morning, down 11% on the month going into yesterday, and then it was up 10% yesterday. So quite a reversal on the day yet.
We were just sort of saying a second ago, it's like, so that recall, which by the way, Tesla's up like almost 1% after this recall, that's more vehicles recalled than the combined monthly sales of the three companies we were just talking about, the Chinese EV names, Neo, XPeng, and Li Auto. So just to put things into perspective about why Tesla is the winner, is the leader. That's why they're leader of the pack. And if we get back, you might know the level if you're trading last week that I'm going to be looking at today. There's 950, obviously. That kind of stands out. 985, 980 to 985. This was the post-Fed high. If you look at it, like, so at 2 o'clock, the market spiked to the upside, double topped at about 980 to 95 area here, and then just absolutely flushed. And then you made those capitulation bottoms going back into Friday on Tesla. So that's going to be a big one if it gets to that price. We've seen how much it was able to rally. But first things first, like the following day after that, like it had to, after the Fed day, it turned on a dime at 950. So that's certainly in play as well. I don't think you're trading any of these EV names without watching what Tesla is doing. Tesla made rejections at 950, and they made for good entries and exits, especially when scalping on Lucid. And that's a well I'd like to be able to go back to. But the two levels obviously standing out here, 950 and then your 985 to the upside.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really, there's a lot of fish to fry here today. I prefer to trade Rivian, Lucid, things like that. But Tesla, again, what a great stock. My last sale was at 1020. It was a great buy, obviously, down here at 800. Like, you just had that opportunity 2 days ago, which is crazy. And we talked about picking some up at 800. We never did it. Instead, we bought Palantir, Facebook, and CRM. But that was, and it's a mistake because this is the name that's been really working. I don't know. We'll see. 1,000 obviously is the psychological level. We'll see if we can motor to that one more time. But again, Tesla is just such a great name, such a great stock, even just to hold. I mean, it gives you heart attacks and nightmares day after day, this name. And it's just, bouncing off the 200 period. If you're going to use technicals, then you would have been able to get long down there near that 800. And then if you want to even scalp it out back at 1020 when it breaks the 50 period, I mean, hey, that's only a 25% return in 3 days. So let's wait to see if we can get back up here to $1,000 again and then get out. But this has been like, honestly, a stock picker's market over the last couple of days because there's so many names that you can pick up if you did believe in the rally. And Tesla's just another one of those names, continues to work here. And for me, not super interested. I've already in 2 positions, AMC and NIO, which NIO right now is, of course, 10 cents in the money. And we're going to wait for that 26 this time, hopefully, to come in. And we won't get out for just $1. We'll see if this one wants to work. AMC is also a dime in the money as well. So for me, we'll wait on Tesla because your boys got bigger fish to fry, and it's going to be NIO for me, AMC, and so on and so forth.
Moving around here, pre-market, here's another one, Roku, with a similar looking daily chart up, was 2% there, coming up to 168. They just announced this Roku Originals coming in April. So a little bit of a tick up there on some volume for Roku. Want to talk about UPS though, because pretty impressive quarter for UPS right across the board. They reported pre-market up nicely here, guys, for United Parcel Services.
This is, probably, I want to say a name that we've probably never talked about. Maybe not even one time on the show, but up 9% today. It's just an absolute banger. I know it's not a tremendous amount of pre-market volume, but you got to put things in perspective. Sometimes it's about how much volume something usually does, but they absolutely blew it away. I mean, it was $3.60 a share, beating by like 15% or something like this. And then you've broken, I wanted to say you've broken right out of a double top at 220, but that looks like we've run into resistance. That'll happen with low volume. It's kind of hard to chew and have follow through a level like this on the daily when you have very, very light pre-market volume. My concern would be when you see how big that top is and how it's rallied into this before, like it would not shock me to see at least a little bit of a pullback. And it seems like, and I haven't been watching the stock too heavily here, but it seems like there's been at least a little bit of barcoding going on here when it broke that 220, and now what might be an iceberg on that 220 level. I think if this gets down below 218, there's a decent chance that it could break back down and see some profit taking here. But like you can't really say too much about it. Like revenue growing by 11% year over year. I understand that last year was a challenging year in some ways. Those are still impressive numbers down the line. But you look at that daily chart, right? You get a break and a fade right back into that 220, which was the double, triple top there on the daily chart. You get back below that price, and I think there's some profit taking to be had. It's not the number one on the list. I think there's a few other names here that are a little bit more interesting for the day trade. But if you somehow are in this one and got yourself a winner, not a horrible place to consider if it takes out maybe that 218 level to take some profit. I could see that one coming back.
Yeah, so UPS has a forward PE of 27, current PE of 27, while this company, FedEx, has a sub 10 or so. forward P of 10, current P of 14. So a company that's probably a little bit better if you're trying to take a swing at something here. FedEx, a little bit of a better price earnings here at only, like I said, at only 10 forward looking. So if that's going to be a bump here on UPS, we'll wait to see what FedEx comes out with. But I definitely like FedEx here going long today as well. We're above the 50-period moving average. I feel like that's a nice report for UPS. I don't see why anything will change for FedEx. And then also, like, the world's changed. We just talked about that a couple times here today. More people obviously grabbing deliveries, and once the supply chain starts to figure itself out, they should be in for some more business. And then, you know, it goes up from there. So we'll see what FedEx can do. Most of these companies will pay. I mean, UPS, I think, is a little bit of a better dividend as far as yield is concerned. FedEx is just 1.2%. So, you know, I like these names. If you don't have a piece yet, you can buy them here. I mean, the bottom, you're at 250. The bottom is 220. So, you know, it's not like it's a huge risk position. And there is some reward to the upside as, like I said, I don't find any reason why a lot of these names can't continue to go higher.
Little space company, Astra Space, ASTR, just popping up, guys. They're going to get, looks like the FAA, I should say, going to issue their first launch license by the end of the week. So ASTR just popped up there on volume. Let's talk about AMC, because they came out with preliminary quarterly results this morning that were pretty impressive, way above expectations. Has come off quite a bit here, all the way back to 17.5, but nice move anyways this morning in the pre-market.
I mean, it's come off a bit because it got to $19. Like, it was just an unbelievable rally. Yesterday, we talked about the bullishness of AMC. Like, you probably saw me go long. Well, I was long a couple of days ago as well. But in the afternoon show, we were going long off of the support here at about 1560 on this nice consolidation. It just obviously doesn't break out till you get those numbers. And look at the clean break that it was. Like, you had to have this like at 7 a.m. when the retail came in. And I think that's kind of where you're looking for on a pullback. You know, this is like 16 quarter or so, the high end of the range. And then you had some previous highs up here around 1660, which is $1 higher than the 1560 support. So that's the cluster area where I think if it comes all the way back, it finds a bit of support. That's where I would be buying the dip. If you don't get the break, you got to be thinking about buying the dip. And as far as like the levels where I think it makes sense to be trying to jump into a short, $20. Like that'd be the first one up there. It's got to be that $20 level. If it breaks that, I think you're almost playing it by ear. But that's the only thing that really stands out. It's an even number. But the last time it had an absolute failed break where you had one of those nice wick tops, like that wick at that high was about like a 30-40 cent wick, and then we dropped $2 the rest of the day. I think that's the 20 level you got to dig into. Otherwise, you just look at these clusters, and that's it right before. Yesterday's support was 1560, and the top of that cluster when it traded that range about 1660 to 1670. So that's where the target area to buy the dip is going to be for me, and I wouldn't be. I mean, if it double topped at 19 and faded there, I suppose there's a short, but I'd be a little bit more, let's say, confident if the price was 20, where you know there's a few other people digging in.
Okay, yeah, look, I'm already long AMC, and I think that, you know, we'll just wait to see if the apes can come through today. Oh, man, I don't have that ape thing on here one more time. We'll just hit this one then for the money bags coming through, because there's a lot of, or what is this one? This is Explode the Chicken, I think. Let's see. Oh, yeah, hot sauce. Ooh, spicy chicken sandwich. Yeah, so we're already long AMC right now. I've tweeted it out. It's on the sticky note. I really like this name. It's one of the #1 ideas here today. You've already done 10 million shares. It's impossible to ignore as a day trader. I think you have to look at names like this, especially if you've been trading them. And I have. I've been looking at it. Shout out to Niagara Charlie. Shout out to a lot of you that have been really, you know, believing in AMC here. But today, the People's Trader will definitely trade the People's stock, and we're already long it. So that is what that is. We're not. My first out is 18. I'm sitting here with an offer. We'll see if they can get out at 18 bucks. We'll take 50 cents right there clean, and then we'll see if we take out this top at 19 bucks. So it is what it is. But I am bidding also down here, try to defend this 17 area. I don't even really. I don't have a stop in at all. You know, we'll see what happens. If it comes back down here into $15, $16, something like that, that's where we're going to be really concerned. AMC still losing money. It's nice to hear that, you know, they're up today, that 10%. But it's been a really nice rally for AMC off these bottoms. It bottomed at 13, just like I said, 3 days ago, and now you're up to 17.50 here today. So I feel like it could also be a bull, like people are saying about a bull trap. I think that's very, very possible. I mean, there's a lot of people that are long down here and then come in and get excited. This is the 20-minute chart for AMC. So we've already been up here and I think got people excited around this area and then fell back in. So right now is an opportunity for a lot of these traders that aren't, convinced that AMC is going to run to get out. So I feel like that could be the trap. Like it's already come up here. We've seen it fade off of $19. That was also another key level. So we could come back into this area, which is why I'm not really concerned about my long until we test like 1560. So this is going to be one where we're going to have to sort of like close our eyes as it's going to the downside and just believe that it gets bought up. And I think AMC will do that today. We've seen the kind of squeeze happen on this name. The short interest, I don't believe, is as big as obviously as it once was. I mean, to say that would be, obvious. So let's go into here, new single stock window, and let's just see what our friends over here at Trade Ideas, a shout out to Michael Noss. You can find him on Twitter as well. AMC, let's have a quick look. So it's 19. It's actually still high. I didn't think it was even that high. So you still got a 19% short interest here on AMC. Obviously, yesterday we were up that 7% to 16. Today you're up to 17 and change. So, hey, I'm super excited about AMC. And I think if you're not, then you might be in the wrong business as far as day trading is concerned. For an investment, we'll see where it goes. But you have to be on this name, 10 million shares already. It's 920. We're excited. Quick check on the imbalance, Brendan, and then we'll throw it back. Not that big, so just 300,000 shares. Ford is the impressive one. Oh, by the way, like on Ford, like there's only so much, I can tell everybody about Ford or tell you my positions or whatever. But yesterday, when Ford was down here at $19, I was saying buy. So I don't know if anybody did do that or not, but right there, the market turns green on Ford and you're up another 1.7% and we're trying to take out this 21. So I like this in here. I think this is Ford's year. Forget about all the other EVs. Obviously, it's sexier to be in Fisker where you make that 20%, or Lucid where you make that 30% off the bottom, or Rivian where you make that 35% off the bottom. But if you're not trying to be too funny with things, Ford, I think, is an absolutely rock solid investment. And there it goes, man. Already a good idea here on AMC, as now we're getting excited. 30 cents in the money, 40 cents in the money, and still going to the upside right there. This is why you trade AMC, because we're already doing this kind of damage here in the pre-market, Brendan. 95s, bang, there it is right there. Don't talk about Bruno, but talk about diamond hands, and we'll see if this can go all the way to the upside. A nice little banger right there. What up, Robbie, in the background? We're bringing the energy, and we're bringing it early. It's all for you here live. tradertv.live. Kill him, Brendan.
Yeah, pretty impressive volume. Wow, almost 10 million shares here for AMC at this point. A few other things to discuss. I put AT&T on the board there because they finally got to an agreement. They're going to spin off Warner Brothers into its own entity. So if you own a share right now, you're going to get 0.24 of a share of Warner Brothers Discovery, which will be WBD. Can we show that? Thanks. So there it is, 0.24 of a share of Warner Brothers Discovery WBD. Once this is finalized, so AT&T down here today, 24-ish. There's ExxonMobil. ExxonMobil, best year in 7 years, first of all, in 2021. Their quarter was just absolutely monstrous for XOM, so it's up significantly. And Palantir has yet another contract, guys.
Well, yeah, Palantir is another contract, up 5%. That the AT&T thing, if you're hunting for dividend and value, anyone slashing their dividends is going to get punished. That's why they're down 5%. I don't see a trade with AT&T. Sometimes it does volume. I'm not really seeing it in here today. I know you want to talk Palantir. I want to quickly, we only have like 7 minutes to go here. You definitely want to talk some Palantir, but you mentioned this, and Sean, about sometimes when they get these contracts, it hasn't always been rosy for them, but there is a bit of a, and you can see this on the chart, and it sticks out like a sore thumb. It's at 1450 right now. It's a triple top in the afternoon, and then you had this level going into Friday of a couple of weeks ago, right at 1450. That move took you into the bottom, double bottom, and you're right back at that 1450 top. Like that, like I don't usually trade Palantir, but there's no way you can look at a level like this and try to ignore it at 1450. So it's on my radar. It's on the watch list. It's doing good volume here today as well, which it tends to do. But 1450, man, this is on the 15-minute chart. I know someone was asking in the chat, Sheriff Gabriel. Yeah, we'll try to make sure you guys know which charts we're looking at. I'm usually 1 minute, 15-minute, and then a daily chart. This one where we're looking for levels is almost always going to be on the 15. But 1450 on Palantir, that's a big level.
Yeah, for sure. So we're going to go long, obviously, through 1450. We did have a trigger in there, so we got in and out quickly on Palantir. So that was not meant to be in. We do have more. Oh, I guess my bids got canceled. So we'll have to put some bids down here. We like these bids. 1420. We'll see what happens. But like I was saying in the pre-market to Brendan and Neil, is that every time Palantir gets a contract, it seems to go down. So we are really happy, man. Some of the buys, like I just bought some 1205. We bought Palantir, so this one's working for me already. We're just adding to the cash pile or to the stockpile through cash in the long-term account. So I like Palantir. I'm holding this thing until I retire, which is in about a year and a half. So we'll wait to see here what happens with Palantir. But honestly, I love this 1450 break. I don't love it. I don't love pre-market breaks, but we'll take it. I like it. It's setting it up. And then honestly, like back into here, if we can get some bids on a little bit of a tank, we'll try a 1420, the pre-market bottom. And then obviously we'll defend it down here around 13 and change, 1390 or so. And then where we're going to be wrong is 1380. If it breaks back down through yesterday's top, then obviously Palantir is broken. So we'll wait to see if that works, but 1375 is going to be my out. You have to have an out somewhere, and that's what it's going to be for Palantir. So let's try to go a little ham on this thing. We'll get long, like I said. I don't even know if we'll test this 1420. Maybe down in here, 1410-ish, something like that, because we do want to put on a decent position. So we'll do that, and then we'll average back in, and yada, yada, yada. Hopefully, boom goes, said dynamite, Brendan.
All right, KSCP, we mentioned not on the list, but I gave you that headline when it popped up here through 20 and got absolutely crushed after that. So I want to talk about KSCP. Remember, this is an IPO going back to last week. We're actually missing 1 day of data here from the actual IPO date, but you get the idea. 18 was support pre-market. 20 above that was the level going back to yesterday. Above that, this thing probably gets back up into the higher 20s, but already failed miserably. There was a forever seller that showed up at 17. So someone was just selling and selling and selling and selling at 17. So I took a tiny starter in front of that. They were showing like 200 shares, but it was just refreshing and refreshing and refreshing. So heads up on KSCP, guys. Very thin, though.
Yeah, it makes me consider whether I should be offering in front of 18 because it would have to break that 17 Brendan's talking about, but that's what I'm doing. If you watch the afternoon show, you know, it's not on a watch list, but Vinco Ventures made power moves in the afternoon. It's got a double top at 338. That's what I'm watching here today. You also go back into last week, and 338 was a big level on the way back down. It's got a nice consolidation and wedge going into that price level, and I'll do the usual. Like, I'm willing to go either direction on this trade, but at 9:30, the first things first. I'm always going to try a fade off a level like this. So if it tries to break out, can't get through that 338. I know it's a random price, but it does line up yesterday afternoon, then lines back up here on the 26th as a lower high. So if it breaks that, you're looking at 380 as the next level in, 350 and 380 on Vinco Ventures. But I'm going to have this one very likely at the open because it's pennies away from that 338 price.
Here's the sticky note. It's up on the chat right now. Check it out there. Yeah, that's the retire stretch. You're 100% right there, Mike. But no, we're getting ready to rock and roll, man. We're feeling it already. Already a monster win for AMC. Already a nice win for Neo. And here it is right here, right on our list. You know, you can't be the people's trader without giving the people what they want. Neo, AMC, Palantir, Microsoft, Roblox, all on the list here. We didn't even get to Roblox. Let's talk about that real quick. All right, so we have it on our list here at the 70 break. You know what? Roblox can go. We know that already. Monster day yesterday from Roblox. We touched down $58 at open. What a great buy that was. This is the one that I feel like I'm going to miss. We did have a bid near $50 and we missed it on that drastic day, so we didn't get longer down there, which sucks. We did buy this thing right here before earnings, got the majority of it out, like 110, 115. We have some in the 130s, but we still are holding as it comes all the way back down. I feel like Roblox made this bottom already. Its IPO price of $65 is right here. We could take out 70. That's a key level. Goes back to October. We love even dollar levels as well. What's up, Rob? A lot of people running around here today. We got Randy in the building. We got Mark. Our studio is getting, there they are. What's up, guys? They're getting busy. We're getting worked on here as Trader Pratt and Arun. Well, hey, what's up, man? Yeah, people didn't like that weird rubber glove that you put here, and people were wondering what that was about. So please don't do that again. Oh, here it is right here. Just
It's
in case
just
you're
a little
wondering.
weird,
I
man.
don't. Why have I even kept this?
This should probably be in the garbage. Or
I mean, the more importantly is why does Randy have rubber gloves hanging around his desk? So I don't know if it's time for him to get a raise or what that means. But here we go, getting ready to rock and roll now as AMC. Let's go. Super Mario already bang with AMC as we go to the upside here. The people love this stock, so we are trading it up to 18.10 right now. Run, AMC, run. 55 cents in the money on this one as we were very, very patient. We tweeted it out to everybody. We got long down here at 17.50, waited for that, and now let's see where we go upside on AMC. With only a minute to go there, we're getting ready to rock and roll. The bell is in a new spot, and we've got one of the most famous men on our trading floor.
You can see him.
Ready to rock and roll. There he is. What's up, Tony?
Nice
I
shirt.
see you got a haircut there, Tony. Good job. So let's get ready to rock and roll here with only 40 seconds to go. We're already cruising with AMC, and we're waiting to see what happens with NIO.
Yeah, Tesla just pulled back a little bit. NIO, if it tried to get through 25, it got to 25.10, so didn't break that 15 on the higher time frame, which does set it up for me for rollover and Robinhood. I'm looking at day 3 on this one after those earnings. You saw Tony, he's locked and loaded on the bell. Maybe we'll be celebrating with some of his candies that are at the desk.
Yeah, he's already offered.
He's already offered. He has like a million of those. We'll definitely be celebrating with those. I think it could be that kind of a day. Market relatively flat, but there are tons of movers this morning. That KSCP from yesterday, yet another one. Didn't even make our watch list, but definitely moving. 10 seconds here. Let's lower the bell to make sure Tony doesn't have to show the vertical leap there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and ring it. I didn't even get triggered into it.
Okay, so Roblox just absolutely tanked there. So we're going to take a long right now on these plays here. Yeah, Roblox tanked there. What's up, Neil?
Oh, are you kidding? I wanted to get that 25 roll back on NIO if it failed to break out, and this is it fell like 30 pennies.
The market's coming
right
off
there
here.
off the open. So whatever. That was the play we wanted. Obviously, we're not going to be able to get it. I don't know how far I want to chase it. The stop would be at 25.15. So there is some room for me to get into this trade and give it some room.
What is this move here? What is going on? The market was just cruising here, and then it was just got hit instantly there in the market. So we are a little bit on watch now for this move because this definitely, look at it. The NASDAQ still going to the downside. We are into Palantir, long at 10s right now. Our average price came in. We were definitely not expecting this. So a move down here in the NASDAQ out of nowhere, in my opinion. We were not expecting this. There was not bad earnings. The NASDAQ is now red and going to the downside. So yeah, not good right here. We do have Roblox long at 66.30. I don't know what to do here. It's not even open yet. Some of these markets are just going nuts right here, Neil. So the NASDAQ, not expecting this drop.
I got into Vinco because it's still consolidating off that 338 high, so I got 31 short, but Neil's the one that's going to stink. It's now trying to catch a bit of a bounce off 24.75. So I think if it makes that push up, I'm still looking for the same short idea just to get some shares on in front of 25.15, and it has to get through that price. And we mentioned if the market came down, and XPeng actually not even going down, that's actually testing the highs there. I like the dip on XPeng, but that's breaking out. So, that was weird. Neo absolutely flushes, but XPeng breaking out right now, or at least attempting to break out. Vinco Ventures just rolled over a little bit. Looks like that's starting to work into that downside. And we talked about, Brendan talked about KSPB, but another one, SPIR. That was another interesting one on the small cap. I'm going to be shorting this one in front of 275. Right now, it's just barcoding.
And boom, everyone's favorite graphic is back in the building as Roblox is now $2 in the money. $2 in the money for Roblox. Let's just do it one more time. Spin that money, money, money. Hopefully you guys bought some of those dips. We're already out for the dollar, so we're long at 66.30. We take the out at 67.40, so that's $1.10. Now let's see if Roblox wants to take out that 70, and we'll see about it going higher and higher. But the NASDAQ, guys, this is why we got to get some of that out, man. The NASDAQ is cracking lower right now. Was not expecting this whatsoever. Microsoft with a nice bid as well, going to the upside.
Things came too far too fast, I think, and this is the roll. We finally get into NIO here. We grab 24.85. Immediately, it's through 24.50. It's starting to accelerate to the downside. By the way, Tesla off $20 at the open, so that's also falling. Vinco Ventures here, just also everything rolled over. Even a small cap like Vinco just put in a big red candle, immediately down to 320. So you're definitely seeing these start to come off a little bit. XPeng was breaking out. And that was the only name I could find that was heading to the upside. And then it just turned on a dime. It fell $1. That was breaking the high 2 seconds ago, and it just fell $1 here. So this is starting to accelerate off. Robinhood I never got into. We do have 2 shorts on which are working, but Robinhood was another name that we tried to get and just fell almost too fast, like $14.50 right to $14 in almost 1 candle.
Uh-oh, walking on water. $1 in the money on Microsoft and already taking some out right here as we took out 60% of that move as this just ripped up, man. We talked about defending that 307 area, and there it is, man, a good trade for us on Softy. As for some reason, that market just absolutely fell down and just got destroyed there. So no idea what's going on with this market, but a nice move there as we go to the upside for Softy. We do average in. We are at a very, very specific spot here for our boy Palantir. As we got long now, 1403s right now on this name, and we are loaded up. So this is going to either be a disaster or we be aight on this one. So now we got our biggest position in Palantir in a very long time is on board right now. So let's wait to see what happens. I'm trying to get some of these out as our average price is O's. So now we're at 10s. This is a big position and a big winner for your boy. So let's see. We're trying to have diamond hands, but not really as we're getting some of these out. This is a big trade for me. Palantir on the reload. What can we do? Microsoft, bang, right now. Man, this is what's happening today as we're going nuts right now. Again, $1.25 on Softy, $1 plus on Roblox, and then right now 7 amazing cents on Palantir as it's starting to go up to the high side. So let's go Palantir. Let's take some off on every one of these bumps.
Brendo?
UPS, guys, huge move out of the gate here, 220 up to 230, $10 for UPS. All-time highs for this one off earnings.
Continues to run, guys. NEO just touched $24. That was clean. Failed break at 25, couldn't get through 25.15. That was the level we talked about on the upside, and then crushes $1 down. I'm going to try and hold on to this one. I think if the market is going to hold negative and give a little bit back today, NEO's a good place. We've seen this happen before when you get these delivery numbers that it's just a sell the news event. At least initially, I did say I wanted to go short NEO and then long in XPeng, but XPeng not getting anywhere close to that 34.50 level, so I might not get the entry long side there. And Lucid is another one. Another EV name that just flushed almost $2. Remember 28.50, the big level on the daily chart for that support on Lucid. If it gets to 28.50, just like yesterday, I think it's a buy. But the flush at the open just came in heavily, and a lot of these names could be picked up. About $1 away from where I'll be buying some Lucid though.
No Miss V, but there's Superman is in the building right here as these longs are working out, man. Like when the market rips up and I like to take the longs, this is just what happens, man. It's monster moves. $2 in the money on Microsoft. The diamond hand man is here. And then Palantir as well. What a good move this was. We loaded this up. I obviously wish we would have held some for this ultimate top, but as we break through VWAP right now, bang, 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 all the way to the upside. So we got to do a little bit better job of holding on to some of these. We can at some point revisit NIO here as that does not take off $20 and there's absolutely no worries with this name as we're not really in it too heavy, but we are coming back down to this 24 level. I have way bigger fish to fry on this, but for right now we'll wait to see. Again, Microsoft still $1.12 in the money, but this NASDAQ is really starting to bother me. I'm glad that we got a lot of those out on Palantir above here, but we are breaking back below one more time. Let's take an offer at 18. There it is. We get that offer at 18 again and dab this up. So far so good, man. I'm up infinitely more already today than we were yesterday, and it's 9:36. So let's go.
Yeah, for me, with that market move downside, I'm just holding on to the 2 shorts we got. The levels I want to buy, I think you want to be patient with. I'm talking 16.50, 16.60 area on AMC, which is starting to come back in. It's got to break 17 even for it to get there first. Vinco is going to continue to flush. Now remember, I liked Vinco Ventures longs yesterday, and I think it can find a bit of a bottom at $3 where it consolidated, but I'm not going to ignore a rollover like that at that 338 level. So I'm going to take more shares out on the way to that $3 level. I think that's where it can be a potential reversal. But the initial move is just clear to the downside. NEO just took out 24 again.
Ooh la la.
So that's starting to really fall off here. It had some support in the afternoon, in the late morning at about 23.20 into this 23.50. I think those are the 2 levels that I would have to look at to try to get the rest of this trade off. I mean, I'm not going to stare a gift horse in the mouth like this for too long. And XPeng, at this rate, I think the XPeng might actually come in. We might get that bid.
Shoot, man, I was just trying to get some, there, am I getting 97s or not? On NIO, I haven't averaged into this at all, but we will take it obviously down here. Hopefully we can get that. AMC, let's go, ring the Reggie one more time here. As look at this bid, man, 1720 out now, 50s, 52, 53, 54, 55. Right now as AMC starting to go ham as well to the upside, so we might as well take some of these out now. 56, thank you very much. We will take that as well. Wow, we talked about what kind of a day this has been, and yeah, it is turning out to be exactly that, as AMC, another ripper, man, long again. Let's just keep on going with AMC and see where we go from here. The only thing that's not working is NIO, and by not working, I mean we're still in the money, 40 cents, or out of the money 40 cents, but it was a good reload down here. Let's see if we can get going. 24.50 is where we're long on NIO. We could take a piece out, but we are having a nice monstrous day here already. We should have reloaded Palantir as that goes. I can't, like, we were just looking at NEO. What a waste of my time. We should have reloaded down here at that same level again for PLTR. Wow, mistaked opportunity, but whatever. We'll just hammer this back up to the upside. We're pretty happy with this today. What great trading this has been.
And Robinhood goes right down to that 1360 level from the afternoon and tries to make a bit of a bounce. If you're going to put a defense in, that's the first level. It's going to stand out. We came 1450 right into 1360. I'm going to take the first dip buy. Neil's trying to take out that 24, but in the back of my mind, remember, I may be short NEO, but I am looking to buy XPeng, and it's getting very close to that level that I want. And I don't mind doing that. Like, NEO has been sort of relatively weak compared to them, so I don't mind putting it on. But if it starts to run, I might have to cover. If XPeng I get long and it starts to run, I might have to cover that NIO trade. Like I said, into Robinhood, but my stop will be pretty clean. If it breaks 1365, I want to be out. I did initially want to short on this stock. It just never managed to come in for me, but I'm not going to chase it. You know, you go down on a dollar like that, I'm not chasing short the same way yesterday. I wasn't really chasing the long. XPeng, as I said, I'm sitting right here in front of 34.60. I might take a starter position in front of 35. It's close enough, and it just turned off that first level. But I got to be willing to add in front of the key price here. So XPeng drops all the way down that almost $3 into 35, and we're going to take our first long position if we can catch it in front of 35 even. We just talked about Robinhood there. It just made a little bit of a bounce. This is on the 1 minute. It gets close to that 14 in VWAP. That'll be the first leg out. And hopefully we'll rinse and repeat this one off of that 1365 level. So far, Vinco working, NEO working, haven't gotten an XPeng, and now Robinhood to the long, bouncing off support. Looks to be good as well.
Oh, man. Wow, this has been exhausting already, man. We can stop trading, but we will not, as AMC right now, a nice monster winner to the upside. Now 55 cents in the money for AMC. Go! Go, AMC. We're long at 1721, and we're just taking out VWAP right now, starting to go higher. We'll see if we can retest some of these days highs on AMC. We told you that was a name that you needed to have on your radar today. AMC to the upside, but I guess you already knew that. And look at Palantir, 40 cents in the money as well. That was one that we missed down here on the... Brandon?
Biofrontera, one-time low float, big runner, guys, just popping up on this headline. They updated a study or a phase 3 trial that they're working on for one of their treatments. So BFRI, $3.5 million on the float on this one, guys.
Yeah, we do get first leg out, so we'll sack it on Robinhood just in front of that 14 level. It turns at 90, so we're going to take that. If we can reload on Robinhood bouncing off of 1365, we'll definitely do that. We just got the long. We just got the long on XPeng, 34.97, and NIO here. I don't know why I just typed in NASDAQ. NIO now over $1 in the money. It continues to fall, so I know I'm short one and long the other. But this was sort of the plan. Wanted the rollover trade in NIO. When we got towards those bottoms, get into XPeng. And you're seeing this drop all the way down to 23 seems realistic. I expect that'd be out of this trade well before that 23 level. Ultimately, these were good numbers. We've seen these fall before and then make bottoms around 10, 10.30 on NIO or even XPeng here, which is at that 1350 level.
Yeah, we're long NEO and we're long XPEV and all these things, but they've been crappy today for the longs, these two names. The Chinese EVs just getting killed. And we said that a lot of these names are just gone way too far, way too fast. So they come up with these delivery numbers. But hey, like these prices, we didn't think we would get today. I mean, they're minus right now on the day, negative on the day. So we were not expecting to get that, but we'll just see where it turns out here, especially because we take that dollar on Roblox and now we're out of the money, $1 on Roblox as this name's coming right back in. So today, these high growth stocks that were in favor yesterday besides Palantir? I mean, Palantir's all the way back down. Wow, okay. This is what I'm saying. Like, we were just getting these out all the way up here at 30, and now Palantir wants to dance with us down here again. Okay, then we'll take the reload there if we can get it. So there it is. We'll take it now, and we'll see what happens here to the upside. So we get reloaded there on Palantir, but we are very, very aware that the market is right now in tank city mode. So it is flushing to the downside. Unfortunately, like, if we didn't have NEO or XPEV, we'd be a little happier right now, but we do have these two trades, so we do have to identify them. And then here's Microsoft right back to 307, which we like as well.
Yeah, and NEO trying to slow down here. I just got the long in Lucid, by the way, at 28.85 in front of that 28.50. So it's starting to come in, like the long in XPeng, the long in Lucid now, while still holding only short in NEO. I know I also have. Obviously, I also have BBIG, but even Robinhood just now, we're able to get one bounce off the level we liked, which was at 1365. It then takes out that low, and I said I would just have a hard stop. I'm going to stick to it the way this market is starting to come down. I don't want to be holding on to these too long, but I just got Lucid. That stop will be clean at 28.50. That was the level from yesterday where we flipped from shorts to longs. That was the level on the short last week where we liked the ultimate out. So you're going to stick the line in the sand there and right at 28.50 on Lucid. But I am trying to catch this bounce here. Get through 29 and back up to about 29.50. And I want to be taking shares out in front. Got to be taking profit on the way up for any of these longs, as this market is clearly headed the other way.
Yeah, it's just like ARC and all this stuff. Like, I just wonder like how much of this is actually going to get cracked today. It looks like we are in our last little bit here of PLTR. If it breaks below this 1380, then we're going to get out of here and just make, be like lucky that we were able to capture all of this, because we were not expecting this kind of a dip down. Good thing. I mean, I already have. This is the craziest thing. I already have 40 fills on Palantir, but it's about to break. So here it goes. There it goes. There's nonstop, relentless moves to the downside right here. So it just took that out. I wonder if that was maybe the ultimate bottom. But again, as the futures keep going, I don't mind getting. I mean, I feel like I need to get back into Palantir at some point. But again, it needs to start to rip back upside before we do anything with this. We are into Microsoft, which is a nice long, picked off the bottom there. But Palantir, we just got out of that, and there's really nothing clear for me to get back in. Oh, there it goes. Darn it. Right back to the upside. Let's just take another shot here.
Yeah, and got to do this one. We'll do the slap shot because of, obviously, the massacre that was, the leads were on fire. But NEO, it makes a bottom at 23.50. It goes back up through the quarters. That's where I'm ringing the Reggie. We've got both the longs in now Lucid buying the dip and XPeng buying the dip. So time to take off that NEO trade. And it tried to break 25 even. Someone in the chat asked, where do we get the levels from? Pull up a higher time frame, 25-minute chart, and you will see last week when it was in this channel that the high on NEO was back at 25.15. It tried to break the evens, couldn't get through 15. That's a rollover idea that I always love. But as much as that worked and we're getting out of it, you're still looking at XPeng here, which is still on the New York. Still look at XPeng, which is trying to make that bottom. It's trying to hold up off this first area support. It has not done so yet. It needs to get back above 35, and then I start taking profit all the way up to this old level here. That's at 36. So quarters, 50s, evens. You know the drill. But XPeng, we thought it would dip, and we're anticipating a dip buy, and it still managed to dip even faster and even further than anticipated. Lucid is starting to level off a little bit. I just got first out on Lucid in front of 29.25, so that dip buy is work. We can ring the Reggie on that one and fire up a few three-pointers. But yeah, I want to see XPeng do the same thing that Lucid just did. They had the best numbers of the three Chinese EV delivery numbers, so let's see it actually reflect that in the trade here. But leveling off, the market trying to bounce a little bit. Let's see if we can get some juice to the upside. And by the way, if you're watching Tesla, that just bounced at 910, so no 900. Would be nice if that would participate. I think that would help the XPeng trade.
No man, no lie, no cry. XPEV right here, a nice one. Bang for XPEV. Let's go, man. Let's go. We're back here. We're back into Palantir. We just scalped out some more. We're long at 81. We just took some more out right here on Palantir. This is how you keep your head above water, but the market is right now kind of like Tank City. So I'm not sure what we want to do, but there it goes. We'll take another piece out at 90 as it goes to the upside. upside there. Palantir is like super violent. I've never even seen it move like this, to be honest with you. Like it's just taking out like 5 cents at a time here and just going crazy with that. So I don't know what's going on there. There it is, 91s now on Palantir. Let's go, man. Hopefully this can climb back up to the upside. Microsoft was just cruising, and I don't know how we didn't get filled. I guess we're waiting at 308. I don't even know. Yeah, 307.90 actually we're at. That went to 92, so I'll have to find out why we didn't get filled there. But Microsoft coming back down, and we just captured some more profit on Palantir. What's up, Brendo?
Wish, guys, Context Logic, big volume alert there on the way back down, I guess, through to where we were yesterday. Popped up aftermarket yesterday on news of a new CEO. So finally, they're trying, anyways, to improve the situation at Wish, guys.
I bet you Root was. I was just saying, Sean, I bet you Root was a great short this morning. Just when you said Context Logic, Brendan, that's the first thing that came to mind.
Right.
Yeah, and look, the first break, failed break, I want to say, on AMC. It broke 17, went to 1690, and then just came back up. So I grabbed the long off that failed break. I love failed breakouts in either direction. I don't care. I'm going to put my stop at 1690. We did love a level down around 1650, but the reversal definitely looks like it's going to be trying to come in here. I was just able to get some more shares, just get some shares out of XPeng there. So that does move back into the upside. I got some Lucid out for profit, catching those bottoms, but I didn't get the absolute low here in XPeng. It went further than anticipated, so I want to make sure I'm getting profit out in front of 36. If it makes another charge down, I want to be able to get that 34 level because that one came too far too fast, making it not a very clean move for me. Not like Lucid. Like Lucid was a little bit different. I think obviously we've been trading this one the last couple of days a little bit better, but a little bit more clean down around that 28.50 support. It goes to the 75, doesn't break. Now I'm looking VWAP. If we get close to 30, I want to be taking this trade off. I don't think we need to hang on to every single one of these by the dips. AMC and XPeng, I think, have a lot more volatility in them. Lucid, I'll be taking next leg off and actually getting flat in front of VWAP here, 29.75.
It doesn't get any easier, guys, than XPEV today, honestly. Like, it goes right down to where we said. We said that 34.50 level. We talked about that on the show, that's what we wanted to get involved with. Right down here, 34.50. That's exactly what we do. And now, guys, 90 cents, 70 cents in the money right here for XPEV. 70 cents in the money now for XPEV. Good trade there. 40 cents in the money now for NIO as well. Let's see if that one can work now to the upside. We should have averaged into Roblox when it was down here at 64. Wow. I didn't even realize that one. That could be a good one there. And then one that's come back in that we've done really well on, but we've lost focus on it, was AMC. I mean, it came back and tested 17 again. This might be worth a long, but I don't know why it came all the way back in. So we've already made some money on AMC. We'll see what we can do with this one. But right now, it's bigger fish to fry time. Look at NIO right now. Let's go.
Oh my God.
Hit the like button if you like what we're doing today. I am 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for 6 for you. Doesn't get too much better than that. Kill him, Brendo.
XOM, guys, we mentioned absolute monster quarter. Results out pre-market here, 2.8% for XOM. Hasn't traded up here since June of 19, guys. So huge move here for XOM.
Absolutely, and you see this reversal starting to come in. I mean, it's still halfway to where we were in the open on the NASDAQ. So overall, it's just violent all across the board. This is Tesla getting into VWAP, and as that starts to slow down, got to look for where we're taking profit. I'm sitting here maybe 10 cents higher on Lucid, but I'm going to go ahead and grab it out. It's finding some chop around this 50 area, and we get the bottom like that, and I can take the 75 pennies on this name. I'll be perfectly happy to do so. And we still have AMC, which I'm about to reload into, or getting close to reloading into, and this is XPEV making its move also into VWAP. So this buy the dip, it's going to end up working out. But truth be told, probably entered into it too fast. And in some ways, maybe that was a case of having NIO to the downside. NIO just pulls all the way back into 24. Those levels up at the top side there, that 25 even, still could put in some resistance to be sure. So now we've taken profit short on the EV names, long on Lucid and XPeng. Both those are working out, and we got to get over to AMC, which is making another test at that 17 level. Now, I'm going to stop out at 1690 on a tight stop because we still have that 1650 area to the bottom that can be retested. I think that's a better level to be buying, and if we make another leg lower, I'm not going to fight it. I'm going to wait for the better price. Vinco, we're still in that one, by the way. It flushed off the open. We talked about the 338, the pop and roll trade. It came all the way down to $3 and has bounced back up here to VWAP. I have 20% that we're still on here in front of that 3, but I'm not reloading at 320. The short's in front of 338, and I'm going to get out in front of $3.
Oh man, this has just been such a great day. Look at this AMC trade. Let's go, boom, on this one, guys. AMC we take that, and now we're just in and out of this one, man. Boom, boom, boom. Look at that reload, guys. 1703 on the reload. And my out, 1690. So you're at 13 cents. We're already in the money now. 20 cents on that 13-cent worth of risk. So far, so good there. And like I said, man, these Chinese EV names, wow, we talked about punching those out. There it is, bang, punch that guy in the face. And we just dropped down the money today. I told you that we trade XPEV amazingly. And there it is right here today. We really, really like that name, XPeng, as it continues to work. I'm just going to get out. Like, if I can reload on AMC, why not do that, man? AMC, not my number one stock. Microsoft is going to be my number one stock. Well, actually, whatever, we'll wait to see it. Still, I guess we have to wait for that one to see what's going to be number one. But we've done really well on AMC here, buying some of these dips. Microsoft, again, it was a big trade for me, but right now it's coming down, man. Microsoft's getting hit. We were not expecting this, like a big, huge name getting hit right now and going to the downside. So watch out for Microsoft. That ATVI deal, I think, was a mistake for them. Just too much money spent. They could have waited. If they waited a week, they'd spend half on it. But whatever, they've done that. So we'll see. We're long at 307.30. It's not the end of the world right now. We don't even have a max. We don't even have close to the max positions right here. So I think we could take another trade down here to get a better average price, because as long as this market doesn't completely collapse, I don't mind like this 305 area here for Microsoft. So I know that's a little ways away, but here we go back up to the upside. Also trying to reload on Palantir, but it's going to have to be down here. We're already bidding down here in the 70s. So if it does crack lower, then that's a good trade. We've done really well on these reloads. AMC to the upside, man. XPEV Neo was absolutely a great trade. Buy, all the way out. Should have got more out at the top, but here it comes fading back in a little bit. Wow, this is just such a good day, and I hope you guys are excited about it.
Watch this coil here on AMC. Like, it just bounced again off 17 even. Like I said, I have a tight stop at 1590 here. Longs at 08. But if it can take out this break at 25, I think it's headed pretty quickly to VWAP. I'm going to take profit. You step down like this, I'm taking some profit on the way out to VWAP. I think if we break 75s, I want to have half on board, so going to take a couple of legs out there. We talked about KSCP. I can tell you it's probably good for Brennan, I'm going to assume, but that wasn't doing a heck of a lot. I'm not even going to bother pulling it up. And then go back over to Tesla there. Tesla, to me, is that bellwether. It's the reason I got out of the longs in Lucid. It's the reason I got out of the long in XPEV. When I saw this make its turn off VWAP and head back towards those lows, I've been keeping the chart up, and I was going to scalp out both those names in front of VWAP anyways. So when Lucid started to slow down and I saw Tesla making its reverse, it was sort of easy to just say, let's just jam out of this and then run to the hills. We did talk about Silvergate very briefly, buying... whatever. They're going to do the stablecoin buying DM off Facebook. That's getting faded. They also caught a downgrade. I was looking at 110 for support, but this is a super thin stock, and you always want to let it settle down. It bounced off 110 once. It's just a previous high from last week. If it comes back down there again, I'll try to grab a long, but the volume really, really tiny. So unless it picks up here, only 400,000, bit of a disappointment, or I probably would have already bought this dip.
Yeah, like I said, man, just buy the crypto. Don't buy any of these companies, man, like Silvergate or Coinbase or Hut 8 or anything like that. Like, look at Solana, man. We've been talking about that. We bought some at 90 bucks, and that was our last buy. Let me just call this up right now. Solana now 108 right now, right? And so, I mean, it's just like the amount of money that you get on a return on buying the coin itself as opposed to any of these other things, guys. I mean, I would just say do that. But again, you can buy in your registered account now, of course, lots of crypto. So that's something to look at if you were interested in that. It doesn't look like Microsoft wants to go up, obviously, as the market just keeps on coming downside. So we're going to take one more bid down here somewhere near that 305 and just think that we don't break it out. And I don't know, just was not expecting this move. So now we have to deal with it. Microsoft, like I said, we're still, even though I'm holding on to this with the dollar out of the money, we're still up on the stock net-wise, even considering the unrealized loss. So it's been a good one. I'm just going to wait to see if this continues to go down. I don't believe Microsoft is going to be down 2% today. So we'll wait to see. And again, just because I don't believe it doesn't mean it can't happen. But we're going to wait for get a little bit more spicy down here near 305.80 or something like that. The low of the day is that 306 flat. So we can wait on Softy. As I'm just watching my net bounce around here. AMC at 10 cents in the money, XPEV 50 cents in the money. That's been a great trade for me today. NEO's been a great trade as well, as hopefully this can get back up. We'll park an order in between here, like 24, 25, something like that. And then Palantir, yes, sir, as you can see, we did, and we got out of a little bit down here because we were pretty nervous, but we did get out of that reload. Like I said, just sitting here watching Softy and all these guys crack lower, I wanted to get out pretty much of some of that Palantir, take off some pressure, but we still have a big position on for PLTR, and hopefully it'll rip up. If we take out 70, we're gone on this name. So I don't know, man. If these futures don't go, then Palantir will come out, but it's still hovering near the downside. And remember when I said, we talked about it today, as soon as I came in and I saw that Palantir was on the watch list, and I read that they had a new contract, and I was like, oh my God, this stock definitely is going down today. Obviously, the market helps it, and we're still actually at one of our highest spots we've been at all day due to a lot of these reloads. So far, so good. We just need Mr. Softy to go.
Yeah, good look at Flavie saying there. Like, there's definitely shortable opportunities, but you got to make sure when you're going. Remember, you're going against the grain with some of this. Like, there was good news on some of these names. You got to have yourself an out, and that's what happened in NIO. It can't seem to break back up towards that 25, so I'm not sure we're going to be able to get it. And the coil just keeps on going here in AMC. I thought like a second ago this was on the verge of breaking back out this 1725 area where there's just all kinds of selling going on. It's a battle being waged, but I'll tell you, the highs it's putting in some higher lows here in this tight little consolidation. I still believe it has a chance to break, but it just reaffirms why I have the tight stop here. Because if it goes down, it's going to check out, and the next consolidation is going to be the dip buy for me on AMC. Still looking to get some more shares, obviously, of that Vinco Ventures, but that doesn't seem to want to go anywhere higher towards that high for me to get more short. It was a great short off the open. Gave you about 10 points. 10% there, but bouncing off 3 and finding out what's going on in the rest of the market with Brendan at Happening Now.
Hey guys, yeah, a bit of a choppy start so far. We'll have a look at how things are faring. At this point, we are red on the S&P, 0.1 to the downside right now. The Dow holding on to positive territory. Small caps under pressure today. Yeah, the NASDAQ was the first to go red, leading the way back to the downside, about 0.5% for the 100 composite, about 0.45. Here in Toronto, we're still green. Energy bouncing back a little bit today, helping the TSX. Couple of things we were dealing with in the pre-market. AT&T spinning off Warner Media. Nothing really to see here. 23.75 up to about 24.5. The range it's stuck in right now, but down 5%. Netflix was back on the list after a couple of huge days back to the upside, trying to get back into this pre-market range right now, above 430, guys, for Netflix. Back over to you.
So stopped out would be the first hit we take on AMC. It broke that 1690, so we're in at 8. Got out when it broke 90, about 20 cents. A little bit of slippage on that one. But another name moving upside. I haven't traded in a couple days. It's a firm. Made a high. Everything made highs yesterday, breaking out to 68. But look at this. It failed off of the open highs at about 66 and then just tried to get to 65. So even dollar levels kind of mattering here on a firm. If this is going to be a rollover kind of day, you'd like to think that I'm not saying you like to think, but the idea could be that a firm which has been relatively weak has also come too far too fast. That was at $48 just on Thursday, making a low at 48, and then we touched 68 at that high. So I just rounded into the first short on a firm at 64.5. I'd add it at about 65 or bust. And then just going back over to XPeng, a lot of names here, of course, it's still in the New York, Neil. A lot of names here making harsh moves to the downside before coming back. It goes right to VWAP. I didn't show you this. I got all out in front of VWAP, and it's starting to roll over again, but it's holding this 35 level. So the longs that we took off the bottom, I got nothing left of them. Back into the short side. Well, I'm into the short side of the trade on a firm and hanging on to Vinco.
Yeah, we're dropping some cash out here because so far so good. Anyways, on this a little bit of a rebound, we did pick up some. Finally, we waited for 306 flat. It pops up. We take some out at 306.50. Again, with this market crashing, it's obvious that we don't need to be long Microsoft. So this one has been very, very weak. We even noticed it yesterday that it wasn't as strong into what was a strong NASDAQ and a strong Apple print and things like that. So right now, we'll take another average in. But Good thing we got out down there. We are into Palantir one more time down here, and now that I noticed that, we should probably get some out as Palantir just, I don't know, do we really want to be long these names as the market continues to march lower? I don't know. So we'll just keep on scalping through here on a name like Palantir, but we're 5 cents away from getting out of this one. So it won't be that big of a loser now. We're long at 72, guys. So, I mean, so far so good here on PLTR, as I'm just getting some out right now. Like, I have upsized positions all the time here on PLTR at these levels. You can already see we've already scalped it out like a maniac here on this name. But as the market still drops down, like if I just had gone short and held it, we would have made the same money as 100 fills so far here on PLTR. So yikes on that one. Hopefully we can retrace a little bit back up to the upside here. But Microsoft, okay, to say that we're reloaded is an understatement, but we're going to do it anyways because it's my favorite. So we'll wait to see here how far up Microsoft wants to go. Let's take a piece out if it gets back over 306. There it is right now. So yeah, Microsoft, my number one stock today, and it'll be even more crazy if this name can go back upside now and rally with this market, because we're oversized right here on Microsoft. This was a great trade. 308.20 out 310. Like, that's $2 winners, right? So we can afford obviously a $2 loser here, but 305 is definitely pressing, and we know likey. So we have to hope that this market can bounce off of this 14.8. I mean, we almost broke 15,000 today.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty big reversal we just put on here, but I'm not going to look any gift horses in the mouth. If we get another leg down here and I can take close to $1 on a firm on the first leg, going to go ahead and do that and ring that register. I've been taking profits pretty heavily here on some of these names. Now, firm candidly, I didn't get any more shares here up at 65, which is what I would have liked to have happened. And if a firm comes back, I want to rinse and repeat off that high of the day. But I just think leaning into some of these too hard doesn't make sense. If they're on the original list, certainly if I got Neo back at the high, I'd probably be holding on to that a bit deeper. But a firm now $1, I want to let this go through the low. That's why I think taking some profit makes sense. The current low of the day at 62.50 is still higher. I mean, even in the afternoon, this was 61.50 it pulled back, or 61.60 is pulled back into in the afternoon yesterday. So it has room to go if we break the low of the day on a firm. And this market, which is turned red, is now 1% on the NASDAQ to the downside. Brendan?
Yeah, there was a JOLTS job report number out there that was a little bit lower than expected. The January ISM manufacturing number out there as well that was higher than expected. This is the 10-year. Just watching the 10-year, big pop here from 179.2 up to about 182, trying to hold around 180.5, but back to highs here for the 10-year, guys.
All right, so Palantir, finally, the fun is over until we wait now for another trade. We take a 72 break and we get out at 68, so we lose 4 cents on the last piece, which is very comfortable. So that's Palantir out right now. Microsoft, we're still waiting on this, but we did get another out, man. So we got long at 50s, we got another one at 05 or at O's there. So it's a couple reloads and a couple nice takes. We're trying to defend this bottom here on Softy. I think if we're going to win, this could be a very, very key stock for us here today. So again, if it tanks down, then we'll lose pretty bad. Not pretty bad, but we are loaded up here. So hopefully we can go up to the upside right now on Microsoft. We are waiting for 306.30 to go. 306.30, right. Up here, we take another fill if we can get it. But look at the NASDAQ, man. Ugh. It just keeps on puking lower, lower, lower. We don't have any shorts on, but we have gotten out of the majority of our longs. Like, look at this XPEV. In, out, 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 right? We're out of that name, so we don't have to worry about it right now. We still have a small 20% on, but again, that's enough to probably crush us if it goes all the way to the downside. This could be a good reload spot, but how can we do that when the market is just absolutely getting killed? So I think that, what are we long on XPEV? 34.80. I mean, if we take this out a little bit lower, we might as well just get out of this one. We don't need to be in these names right now. So let's wait. Let's let this market relax. Roblox is just cranking lower, lower, lower. We're getting ready to put on a position here for this name, because I do think that there is a lot of opportunity for this. We liked it through 70 today, but it is definitely coming back in, and it's just back to where we were yesterday. So that's a 63 area. I mean, this is going to get real spicy if we don't get out there. So yeah, definitely some areas of concern here in this market for me.
Yeah, we're going to go, it's gates of hell action. And the next consolidation down in AMC, we get out. The next consolidation holds up at 1670, which is still above that 1650 level. So I get in, and immediately it starts to look look weak again. I'm flat on the trade, but this market is accelerating. We accelerated through 1% downside. That Affirm, which we just put on, that just went all the way to the low of the day, so $2 in the money. If it breaks a low, I'm still sitting below that 62 level, looking for yesterday in the afternoon, some of those bottoms, and just checking in, because what could turn this is look, you get enough names reaching key levels. Now, the NASDAQ, if you look at the afternoon support, was about 14.7, and then Tesla is about at 900. So a lot of these things are starting to line up at some key levels. I mean, AMC doesn't really matter about the market, but it's on some key bottoms as well. So if we can catch a bit of a rally here, I want to be aware of the fact that we've been snipering in and out. And if a firm can't break through this low of the day and we hold 14.7, could be a good place to take that profit, even if it's $1.50.
Yep, I'm trying to go long AMC as well here, but I don't know where this bottom's going to be, as Palantir can't seem to find a bottom, and that just keeps going down. Like, good thing. Unbelievable that we were thinking long Palantir and we're still alive. It's crazy. Okay, so 16. What was that most recent dump off here on AMC as we go long? I just don't want to hold it too far against me here. So 16, just because of what this market is doing. 1667. I mean, that's only a 10 cents worth of risk, but I think that's worth doing right now. A break a little bit lower than where we are right now, and we'll get out of that. So a little bit through 16. So with that being said, if it does go up 10 cents, we will take a little piece out and then try to let the rest of this thing fly a little bit higher here for AMC, which we are out now 1660 or so to the low side. There go. Oh, come on, Softy. It almost hits us out at 306.30. Come on, buddy. You could do this now, going back up to the upside. I mean, we still have hopes here. We're going to get out of a piece if we can, and then let's let this thing fly. I mean, if it wants to go, we want to be a part of this. We've already identified the risk here for Microsoft. It's my #1 stock today. We're actually only red on NIO because we had a share size problem there. Everything else is going to be a green trade for us today. Again, positions pending, but right now AMC was a good trade. That's going to be position pending as well. And Microsoft, I mean, it tries to go here, but the NASDAQ, like, we need to get back up here. It needs to try to get going back up here to the 50 period, or else, you know, it's going to be a horrible day. Down that 1% and can't catch any bids, so it's definitely bothering me a little bit here. We are trying to get into some more roadblocks. Unfortunately, when it was down here, we missed the bid. I'm bidding 63.46. So we saw it tank down. I just sat on the bid, and it took off from my bid. So if it does come back in, obviously the market has to go a little bit lower, but we should take a fill on Roblox down here if we can, because we did identify this level right here, 63. So we'll see, but that was a mistake. We'd be in the money if we had got that, but we didn't. And there goes AMC flush down again, down to the downside. So AMC has that bubble burst. We talked about it could have been a trap here today. It looks like that exactly was the case. And I'm trading with, you know, a decent amount of shares, so I can't hold it for too long there. My strategy is going to be to try to get in and out of that name. AMC, let's see what's up. What's up, Brendo?
A little regional bank just popping up here. FRBK, Republic First Bancorp, having quite the day. I'll show you in a sec. Just checking April 20th on earnings for that one, but recent highs here, 12.3%. Barely a red candle here for FRBK.
Yeah, there's been red candles in this name, down 20%. KSCP, someone's asking about it in chat. I was going to sit in front of 18, but then when Brendan mentioned that there was an iceberg at 17 that got broken, I wanted to see what happened when it retested that level. It breaks 17, can't get through the 18, so if we can pop up, I would try a short in front of that price. AMC, with the next entry for me, like I said, was in front of that 1650. I got 70s to the long side right now. And every 25 cents, I'm going to be scalping this out, just like I was trying to do here off that last low. It wicked down to 60s, couldn't break the 50 area, so hopefully this is the bottom. I had the tight stop before at 16.90, risking about 20 cents. We'll give it about 20 plus with some slippage here, so 25 to 30 on this next leg in. I said it could be a chance at a firm. You know, we looked at gift horse in the mouth. It did bounce off the low. We're still in money, about $1 on the trade, but it doubled bottom now. If it fails to get back up to VWAP, I think we're taking out the bottom. But there's a decent chance, you know, if this market tries to level off, we've been in and out of some of these shorts pretty clean. I want to stick to that plan and not assume it's going to be a complete capitulation. There's always re-entries into these trades, and I want to make sure we're taking the profit on the names that we got. Tesla did bounce off that 900, by the way, pretty decently. We mentioned Robinhood. There was a decent bounce off the bottom, but we only won up to VWAP, and then it came and took out that 1360 level. It has since broken that low of the day. So Robinhood through that 1365 support and turning into a short trade here pretty heavily.
Man, that sucks. I've been shorting Robinhood for a long time there. So we are reloading right now on Softy, trying to see if this one can go. We talked about that 305 level, and we were sitting right, look at that, 306.30. So sometimes we complain when we miss the fills, but right there we got one. Relieve some pressure so we can go back into it here and keep reloading some of these bottoms on a name like a Softy there. AMC coming back down. We actually got accidentally into a short there. We had 2 orders, so we had to get out of that one. So we kick out some money back there on a mistake, but that's fine. That will happen to us. XPEV, NEO. NEO's in the money right now when the market is tanking a little bit. So again, debating getting out because we were going to get out if we made the move downside. If this can go up to 90s or so, let's just put an offer there. Let's put an offer like 86, 87, just in case NEO wants to go about halfway. We will do that one as well. So far so good. As Microsoft battling back upside right now, this is really going to be the name that I'm most focused on. JP Morgan, some of the banks are in. XOM, good call on that one, Brendan, as XOM is up now again more, 4.5% up now. I mean, I still hold I'm long XOM like 30 something, but that's a position that's like a legacy position for a hell of a long time, and it's not a very big one, but nice move up there for XOM. Keeps on going. I bought XLE, what was it, last week? We could check that out. I bought it on the Canadian side of things. So yes, sir, nice little move up for XLE, yes. So we just bought this like down here, like $62, $63. So that's a nice move here as we get diversified up. Diversify your bonds in your portfolio here to the upside as Microsoft now another one. Did we just get a piece out? No, we did not. We don't have any offers actually on Microsoft. So let's wait to see if it can climb higher. I still think we could take this out. Let's go Softy.
So much for getting that KSCP. It breaks back below 17. Not aggressive enough on the stop order. Looks like probably should have crossed by like 40 cents or something like that, but not aggressive enough. It's now flushing. It's also short sell restricted, by the way, which means down over 10%. So you can't hit the bid without an uptick, but that does not get through the 18 and then flush it through 17 even. New fresh low of the day. Finally looks like we're going to get some kind of a real bounce in AMC. It just got through the 80s into that 85 range. I will take some out in the 90s in front of 17, then look right back to the previous cluster. That top at 17.25 has got to be another profit center. So going to get an offer out there in case if we get a big candle. I want to make sure I'm going to get taken out on the way into VWAP. So it's a second try in AMC. This is a long that didn't work, so we're down on it. Like to try to get it back if this can go upside. It's still up 5%, which shows you how big the gap was when they did, I guess, report those preliminary results. Going back over to Affirm, it does bounce almost all the way back to a reload spot. Gets into VWAP, but that's still not $65. I want to be shorting this one off the highs of the day. Not going to be chasing this one too far there. And like I said, I thought Vinco would have a chance by now. It's bounced twice off $3, but still can't seem to get through VWAP. I'm holding out for that 335 level, but might not actually get it. Looks like this one could be, a lot weaker than we anticipated. I thought there'd be a better bounce off 3, although I am short off the high of the day. Brendo.
Another one trying to bounce. Everyone's favorite personal drone maker, eBang International. EBON up 22%. Just made a day high there on decent volume, guys. Testing some huge levels over here for EBON.
Yeah, definitely my favorite maker right there for sure. Okay, so MSFT, I mean, whoever gets in one of those, good luck. Microsoft, another move all the way up here. So let's just take another piece out, and there it is. Yes, sir. We take another one. We took 2 out there. Oh, that's too many. We did not want that. Oh, darn it. Okay, that's okay, because now it's coming back to the downside. So maybe we can eventually reload this trade as we're starting to move and rock and roll now. We are back in also to AMC here. We'll take a piece out. There it is, out at 88. And, I'm trying to scalp this out, like I said, using a little bit bigger share size here so that we can try to make some money on this stock for sure today, as it's 40 million shares. So let's see if that one wants to rock and roll. We'll just keep getting some out here. There it is, 92, 93s, nice move here. Let's go AMC. Let's get some 94s if we can get those out. Yeah, buddy, that'll be a good one. $1 now in the money on Mr. Softy as that continues to make a move to the upside. 307, I don't think that's a problem, so we can get something out there and just be disciplined if we are able to. here on Microsoft and take some of that out. What a good day this has been so far. It's been a little tricky though to try to defend some of these bottoms, but I'm just like right now I'm just getting some orders out, guys. Like Softy, I don't want to miss that in case we do jump up again on a little bit of a NASDAQ spike there. So we got to respect that. XPEV, what a good day it's been on XPEV today so far. So we'll floss that off and probably just take it out, man. We're 45 cents now in the money, right back to this level. And I'm going to look back and be wrong on getting out of this probably, but hey, we already have a lot of long trades on. So if XPEV wants to take us out right here, that's probably worth doing, as now it's coming back to the downside. So a little bit of a bump up and we'll get out. We got to stay disciplined, man. We're really just putting our whole day now. I mean, right now, Microsoft's my #1 stock. XPEV's #2. But Microsoft is the one that we're really concerned about. Palantir, we break through 90. We're going to take that.
Yeah, we'll power it up because I think we got a good entry point on that AMC getting right in front of 1650, but it goes right to 17 and makes that turn. So that's where we said take first profit. If you can base out at the same price, or at least a little bit higher, 1670s, and hold this consolidation, then it's going to look a lot like the last one before, where it's teetering, sellers at 17. If it breaks up, we're going 25s and then we're going 50s. I just got on the offer of a firm. We want to reload that one. Sitting here, we just got the fill. 64.50. That's where we got in the last time, and then we took about $1, and then we try to get out in front of the low of the day. I'm just gonna go back to basically that same well, right? Like I still want to be adding if I can get it in front of that high of the day, which is 66. But the first leg, we're trying to scalp for $1 on a firm, and then we'll dig into it if we get closer to 66 level. That's going to be the key. Tesla, by the way, that bounced. We're back to 920, so that held 900. I know we're not necessarily actively trading Tesla, but I always want to make sure I'm watching that one pretty closely. In Robinhood, it's trying to get back to the upside. We did like a short off the high. We ended up with Neo and not Robinhood for the curl trade. If that gets back towards that 1450 high, I would take one shot shorting it. But hey, the second or third time it comes to a level like that later in the day, it is different circumstances. You know, that's a different flush off the open than it is if we get it at 1030.
Oh, man. Okay, so we're going to get out a little bit here because normally we're waiting. There we go. We'll take a little bit off because we just got into Palantir, but normally we want that to break 88s. And for some reason, we got in at 88 there, which was the 50 period. It didn't break it, so I must have put the wrong order type in. So we're going to take out half of that right now. It's in the money now, a penny, but we had too much risk on there for that break, considering it didn't break. But I was thinking if it came back in, I don't mind to get that reload. But we'll hold on to Palantir now. As it is breaking above, and this is going to be a trade now that we can hold on for a little while, hopefully anyways. Neo right now, 45 cents in the money, and let's just floss this one off as well, and then we'll do our money stock because this has been a good trade for us today. Neo, just buy the bottom. I wish, like it'd be our trade of the day if I had a bid down here to reload it, but right now I'm just working on that with Softy down here, bang, 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 defend, but right now we're coming back down. Watch out for the NASDAQ. Like I really like this name. Let's check out what Apple's doing. So Microsoft down 1.68. Is Apple even down at all today? Yeah, so still down that 1%. Let's check out what I think is going to be the stock of the year. Meta, what are they doing today? Up 0.25. So again, out of all the big cap tech so far, Microsoft, Meta, and Apple, it looks like FB is the one winning out of all these ones. We actually, you know, what kind of a show is this if we're not trading AMD here today?
Well, sometimes it reports the...
AMD to the downside right now. 113 has been defended there, and now you're looking to take this out. So this could also be a beautiful trade if the futures go. So we're already like pretty heavily invested here with Palantir and Softy. So let's wait to see. And then again, we scalped out a lot on AMC on this last bid. So now AMC is coming back down, allowing us for yet again another reload here. So we'll look at Facebook, we'll look at all these, but you want to talk about KSCP or anything before we go to Brendan?
All I wanted to say is KSCP put in a failed break at 15. So it broke 15, got a few pennies down, is now hanging out above. If it climbs back up, I am looking to still short off of that 17. But if you got anybody trapped in that short, certainly it could make a leg up. And if it pushes from here to 17, that is within that 10% bounds. If it goes into a halt or close to it, I don't want to short. I only want to short it if it's going to be staying open. Speaking of halts, there actually has not been a halt this morning. I just checked out the page. It's kind of weird. Brendan is at the big screen. Time for the small cap recap.
Yeah, that is.
Hey
Guys, yeah, not much to do in small cap land. Lately, the cold streak continues for small caps. ASTR, we mentioned, popped up in the pre-market there on a headline. They got a clearance from the FAA for a flight. Just a quick one and done, broke down through that initial support. So just a quick trade down to 5 for ASTR. It's drying up very quickly, though, on the volume scale. KSCP, I'll give you my take here. Like 1675, I guess, was support on that initial flush to the downside. Did bounce up there and then held below that 17.5. So I don't know. I mean, I flipped this long, took a decent trade to 17.5 on the long side, got away from it, and then that happened. So what are you going to do? Can't win them all, but yeah, day lows right now on KSCP, guys. Back to you.
Yeah, testing that day low. It's a key one down there, that $15. That stock was, I mean, you saw how far it boomed up there, so watch out. I think that streak of like nothing halting this morning, I feel like that can change if that breaks off 15 even. Uber was another name that had news this morning. I said if it got to that 40, that it would be an obvious short. Well, instead, it puts that setup where it breaks the high and then has a failure. But guess what? We're right back at that high of day at 30.80. Well, the previous high of day, there was the wick higher, and it's trying to retest. There's a decent chance with this market making some attempt to come back. It's going to try for a 38 break. If this rejects again off 38.30, I did want to fade it off of 40, but you had a lot of stocks right at the open rejecting levels, and if we can start to play off those like I'm trying on a firm, I don't mind doing it in Uber as well. Just remembering, Uber, unlike a firm, Uber actually has somewhat of a positive news story here today, and the 40 level is a better one, also being the 50 period. Market trying desperately, not desperately, but trying to come back in. So I want to check back in on Robinhood as well, which is another one we wanted off the high.
Another one, and spin it again. I like when we hit the money thing a lot of times in the day because it means that we're making that cash. Look at Roblox, guys. We talked about defending it, defend. And this name is working out for us for sure as we are now 90 cents in the money on Roblox. And we just took a piece out right there. So yeah, let's go, man. In and out, in here, out. Let's see. My next out is going to be up here where we took the first piece as the NASDAQ will get back to positive, I'm thinking now. So we'll wait to see if we can get something out around 60. You know what? Let's not get too greedy here. 67 maybe as a good trade. Stupid me because we got out of our Palantir because, oh, we were nervous. Like, flush my damn self down the toilet because we would have had double the shares right here on this move back to the upside. So yeah, but anyways, there it goes. Great trade for Palantir right here for me. Pretty happy with that one. And there goes AMC as well. What a great trade that is. I'm sure you still have this too, Neil. I'm sure of it as AMC. Yes, sir. Again. Let's go. What a good day this has been, guys. Let's just keep on taking the moves to this upside. Softy, hello. Bang, Randy. Bang. Let's go, Randy. Nice little move to the upside as Softy right back to VWAP. We told you about this one. We'll raise it up. We're happy about Microsoft. Let's go to the moon. Some of these trades. Softy, $1.70 in the money. Neo, all the way back. Thank you very much, sir, for that cash. Hit the home run on that one. Palantir now 17 cents in the money and trying to climb. Let's go, Palantir, man. I'll take you out at 08. I don't have a problem with that. I'll take a little piece there. That's Palantir. Roblox, again, battling around with VWAP. Maybe we should take this out. This is only 90 cents in the money, but we're battling with that one. So that's what we're doing right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trades today. And we're just dealing with AMC. Other than that, we're just letting these rest ride.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, AMC trying to, I'm going to jinx it now because that was my losing stock of the day, but it just got back to that 17.25 level, and there's still somebody selling at 17.25. That's what it couldn't clear before when we had the first long. Now it's trying to break through. I think if it does, next leg out in front of VWAP, and then we'll ride it to the Dickens. I mean, I think if it breaks this, I think we're going upside VWAP, and at least $18 would make some sense. Robinhood, which I just mentioned, was also making a run. The market coming back here, obviously, getting close to that high of the day. So I'm not going to like it as much as the rollover at the open, but definitely a chance we get to that 14.50, and this is one that I did want short. So getting real close here on Robinhood. We're not like we're rolling back and some of these names are pushing to the high. But the NASDAQ, like if you look at the
Let's
NASDAQ,
go.
we're not at those highs yet. So some of these names are pushing the highs of day without the NASDAQ recovering. That's a sign that some of the bigger cap tech is not participating in this rally.
Man, we are at the highest spot we've been at all day, guys. This has been an absolute monster day. We're on one today. I hope you guys checked out the sticky note. Look at Roblox right now, $1.40 in the money. Look at our friend Mr. Softy as it just rips up. And we have to stay disciplined, guys. We have to stay disciplined. We have to take some money. But it's $3 now. Keep going, Microsoft. All the way to the upside. This name rips City right there. Defend, 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 man. We talked about that today, that this is what we wanted to do, and this is exactly what we are doing. Look at AMC all the way to the upside. We still have a piece on for this one, as well as we continue to go up, man. This has been a monster day here for us today. Finally, making some cash. It's always nice when you can hit this cash on what is, obviously, the first day of the month. So it's always nice to start off like this. We're
check and move on.
Yep, exactly. We're taking that check. It's the first of the month. So get ready, guys. Wake up. Because Bone Thugs and Harmony,
you know the joint
is back.
I know, like, look, I understand. Like, we're dropping some old school hip hop because that's what we like to do. But you got to have fun and do you. Everyone likes different kind of music. Man, I was dropping. We dropped an Iron Maiden lyric earlier on. But yeah, I know. But AMC, look, it broke 25s. I got an offer in front of VWAP. I'm going to go ahead and cancel this order because now that it's broken, I kind of feel like we either get to 50 and I make a judgment call around VWAP, or we're going to be reloading back at 17. I don't want to be getting out. If this is going to break through and start holding higher lows, then I want to give this some more room. If I think it's going to 18, I don't want to be getting anything out at 17.38. We've already scalped some out on the way up, and let's see if this can fully participate in this move. We got so close in Robinhood. I showed you guys on the offer here at 14.35, and it just peeled off at 14.25. But if this uptrend continues, I think there's still a decent chance we get some of those highs. And then going back to NIO, which was the first trade on this morning, yeah, it can't seem to get past this 24.50 area. This would be worth it, that 25.15 up at the top, which was resistance. That's what we shorted off of this morning. Decent chance that we could see that again. But it's not extending. Like I said, like the NASDAQ is going and not getting back to some of those highs. There are names that are strong and trying to push to the high of the day. Neil's not one of them yet, but it has a chance to definitely participate in that move. And then that KSCG, KSPC, or whatever the heck it was, that $15 level still not being taken out. And Affirm, which I did get the reload into. I was also on the offer in front of the high of the day. I did not get the curl. I wasn't quite fast enough. That wick, you see these wicks on these charts, and sometimes with a stock like this with a 15-cent spread, it goes up there, but the bid doesn't actually go with it. So actually to get that short, like you'd have to be really aggressive or just sitting on the offer, but trying to catch it on the way down did not happen. So I still only have the 64.50 entry. I'm still unable to get anything up closer to that 66 high. It's a positive stock for me, but that spread, definitely making it a little bit more tricky to try to get a position unless you're just sort of sitting there waiting to get filled.
All right. Yeah, so AMC, just another one. We took another piece out right there. So we'll go big fail because we should be longer down here. We got that short right there. These were all longs and out and out. So AMC has been a good stock today, but could always be better. And this is why, man, look at that. Now we're holding almost nothing now of Softy as we took it all the way out. The only mistake was right here. I didn't realize we actually got two fills there. But again, out at the 50 period. We'll do that every time. And then out on a VWAP break. Again, bang, perfectly done. And I feel like, although we are the self-proclaimed people's trader, I feel like we could have Joel Embiid and trust the process, guys, right now. Because stick with it, man. Stick with the game plans. Like I said, I think it definitely didn't have a negative month. Well, I don't know what kind of run I'm on right now. No negative months for sure in 2021. And then last month, not negative. And we're going to just start it off. So like I said, man, I'm trusting my own process here and trust your own process. However I trade, it's going to be different than everybody else. So please, guys, we're not on the same platform here. I have 113 fills on Palantir. I have 47 fills on AMC today. I have 17 fills on Softy, although this has been pretty clean. And then Roblox is by far the cleanest trade today because we only have one in there and out, and then another in and another out. So that's been pretty clean for us today. And then XPEV was very, very clean today, as it's one in and numerous outs, including an out right there at the 50 period. And then we took another out right there, which seems to have been wrong on that 50 period. But again, bang, 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 bang. Profits abound in these Chinese EV names. So couldn't be happier with this as we sit at the highest spot we've been at all day. So no complaints for me on this side. But of course, my eyes are always looking for more and more and more opportunities, which leads me to Facebook, which is up at least today, which is nice. The NASDAQ down 0.5%, Facebook up 0.5%. But again, when you want to talk about something that's been barcoding here, it is Meta. So it's doing absolutely nothing. You can't use these lines when it looks like this. It's a mess. So I'm not too interested in anything that has to do with Meta today. But again, you know, it is the stock that's higher. I love Google. We'll see what's happening there. And Palantir, we on one mark again today. Thanks for measuring up our monitors, as we need to make sure that this all gets according to plan, Neil. Mark told me maybe next week. We have the whole setup.
I thought he'd get it done like this week, though. The way he's making power.
Yeah, no pressure, bro.
Look, the monitor's already up there. It looks pretty good. I mean, it's replicating this station here, and then some bigger things to come with that. As you guys know, Trader Pratt and Arun killed it yesterday. He'll kill it again today, but they'll be sitting next to us at some point. We'll be all on the bigger stage. I want to go back to one from this morning, Lucid. Pretty clean off that bottom. It makes the same move just now. Well, not just now, but in the last half an hour or so, off of 28.50. Should have gone back to that level. 28.50 on Lucid, you're going to remember. But it stalls out here. Can't get past VWAP, so we're right here at about 29.75. It's trying to make another leg up. If this breaks this top, I think it has a decent chance to get to that 31. I finally got into more shares of a firm, so just shy of 66 is my price. 66 is the high of the day. If it breaks that, I'm getting out, sticking to the stop no matter what. But Lucid here, that's a double bottom at the key price level that we had from yesterday at 28.50. If it takes this level out here, and it's about 29.75, you could have a bit of a run to the high of the day. It's that market that needs to participate because the NASDAQ is doing absolutely nothing, going sideways. But key price area for Lucid, good area of a bounce. You need to see this fall through.
No, Timur, you cannot have a Randy-only cam. You cannot have that because, again, that wouldn't work out well for Randy. Okay, so let's just go. The whole world is a stage. Yep, that is correct, guys. Netflix on highs. Let's go AMC. Let's go Prague. Just looking at the chat. Nucor. Yes, sir, Austin. Nucor. This time, Austin, we got to get out of some NUE. I mean, I haven't been getting out of it at all. We're long at 95. We did actually put a reload on this trade a couple days ago, so it's been good, but I didn't even realize, thanks for pointing it out, I don't even know where is my daily chart. Oh, it crashed again, so we'll call up the daily chart for Nucor at some point, but when it was down here near 90, we did put something on. I think it was another 94.50 or a 95 or something, so a nice little reload there in Nucor for sure. Thanks for that look on steel. So the Build Back Better plan, I don't know, we'll see if that ever gets going, but I like Nucor here. You can also look at X as well. Probably up something similar. Yeah, both up 5% today, so good on them. Weed stocks up today as well, so yeah, we can take a look at this. CGC, although I hate looking at these names because, although, like net over net, I was looking back at it, I probably did make money on all of these, like if you add them all up over time. But right now it's bag holding central for CGC. Like, because I remember buying this name at like, $2 or $3 before it ran to 70 and then cashing some out. So it's just when you look at your account now, it looks pretty bad. I'll get the daily chart, but it's nice to see some of these marijuana stocks now bumping. And again, I would just fade all of these moves, but at the same time, I'm just putting these in my shit list pile and waiting for them to explode at some point. So we'll wait to see if that does happen. But right now, I'm kind of doing this with the cannabis stocks.
Yeah, and I should be looking at Sundial at some point. Every time you bring it up, I pull up Sundial, I see a trade. But Robinhood, I just got into a new position. That's going to be Robinhood. It got to that 14.35 where I was sitting before. Went to 34. Didn't get to my 35 and then started pulling back. So I got into it here at 26 on that little consolidation. Look, the trade is off the high of the day, so the next entry, I'm willing to take it at 35 to 40, somewhere in that price range. We flipped from AMC turning into the winner to then breaking the high in a firm. It might actually not hold that break, but I got out of firm when it broke 66. So I go back to that and I'll hit it every single time. If I see short in a firm, I'm going to go for it. That did not work. We rejected VWAP in 1750 here on AMC, so I said I'd play it by ear when it got into VWAP. The market started turning again. and like, okay, we could retest that low and I want to be buying back into it in front of 1650 on AMC. So it curls up to VWAP. It's been a good bounce. I think there could be a second one if we reject VWAP here, but we're sending you over to Brendan. He's got a name for us.
Just seeing IM Gold Corporation. Gold not really doing anything today. So just checking on, looks like a bit of a corporate update for IM Gold. So IAG in New York having a bit of a day here, 6% on big time. It's worth mentioning, big time relative volume, guys, for them.
And in new developments, Microsoft just crashed, and we got another offer. So, another bid downside. So, because it crashed, we'll take it out. We'll take out a third of that position right away for 27 cents. Right there, right away, because it completely just crashed. Like I wasn't even looking at Microsoft, and I'm like, huh? Just got long softy. So, okay, we know this name is weak, man. Like we know this name is weak. So that's why when it came back up here, we got out of everything. First level at 307, next level at 307.50, and then it comes crashing back down. Obviously, we're not going to turn this stock red for us today, but we are appreciating what it's doing. A break here of 65.50 for Roblox. Bang! And a good trade right there as we'll barbecue up some more profits for Roblox here today. Another one that's positive in our blotter here. But for right now, ooh, good outs on PLTR as well, guys. All the stocks now starting to crash down. We can take another one. Let's go DJ Khaled here and take another one for Palantir out. Maybe we get 04s if we're lucky enough to get those right now on Palantir. We will take some out. Softy, come on, buddy. We are waiting now at 20s again. So 306.20, just where we touched out at, right there. We're going to wait there one more time. See if we can get that next spot after that higher. You know what? Forget it. Let's go. Let's pull that back. Let's try to take it out here again if we can. 306.70, 306.60, something like that on Mr. Softy, because it's been a great stock for us. And honestly, I don't really have any other ideas that I like more than this right now. So if this goes back up 50 more cents, we'll take it out and we'll take another $1 on Microsoft. Ho-hum. We'll just keep on doing that. You can see what's going on in the bottom, man. Just look at some of those numbers that we're putting up today. It's been a good one for us. Here goes Softy. Let's go. Here he comes. Come on, let's go. This is where we were waiting for Softy. So we're at 306.50. Is that going to be too high? Nobody knows. Well, someone knows. The gods know. And we'll see if that's going to go upside right now. And again, I'm not very patient, so let's change that now to 30 and get out here. We'll sacrifice 20 cents. Can we get that 30 offer here on Softy? I think we can. A little bit of a bump up here in the market, and we will take it out. We just went long again at 60, so 60 cents, back 40, 30, 70 cent winner if we can get it here on Softy. Ooh, oh, it just touched 30 but does not fill us, or did it? No, it did not. So let's go upside on Softy, just bouncing around this 30 level. We have not gotten the fill yet. And bang, there it is. Let's go. Neil, the money's pouring in today, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, we're barcoding on the futures, right? So I'm not really forcing any trades. But KSCP, this one, the longer it holds 15, it's down 30% today, got absolutely crushed. But the longer it holds at 15, it's broken a couple of times. Remember, Brendan said we are missing a day in our chart, so apologies for that. The first day it did trade. But the longer it holds this price level, I'm looking for a break from 15 up to this 17. That's the price we were looking to short before. And if it gets definitively below, I just feel like this could be headed down to like that. It's a monster channel at 10 to 13 area, but that could definitely be in play. So current low of the day sits at 1470. It has to break that for me to give up on any notion of a long, and then I go into the short side of the trade. And then looking for the upside here, it probably has to break out at about 1530 or so. So I want to bracket this thing 1470 down, 1530 up, and considering that this stock could literally halt in either direction, I like the risk to reward on KSCP. You do have to pay for locates, by the way. I think Brendan might have mentioned that already. So make sure they're available at your broker. We paid like 27 cents for those. We're still back at VWAP on AMC here. I'm not doing anything with this unless it breaks VWAP and gives me an out in front of $18, and we can take over $1, or it has to come back down and reload me in front of $16.50. And then Robinhood, which we just got into the short side of the trade, it's still trying to curl off of those highs. I haven't added to it. I want it testing $14.50 before I add to this position. And I'm not bidding out until it gets to that low 14 price area. And the other name which we were talking about getting back towards that top was NIO. This is trying now to get back up to that 25 high. It's 20, not 25 even. It's 25.15 on the higher time frame I was looking at. It tried to take that out at the open, put an instant rejection on that break, and then the first consolidation was here at about 24.90. That's where I'd want to be getting back into it. It's a mixed board today. There is a little bit of green. I mean, it's blue on the sector watch. But let's go to Brennan to see where the sectors are moving.
Wrong way.
Hey guys, quick check of the overall market here. You can see a lot of individual themes transpiring. We are red on the overall day, about 0.25%. So that's UPS to start things off, coming off the report. Nice day. 13% to the upside. Boeing right above it, having a nice day as well. 2.8%. Some news yesterday on Boeing. FedEx, UAL, all the airlines are here. Travel names pretty strong. These are all the cruise lines up here for consumer discretionary stocks. So travel back to the upside after a couple days lower. NCLH, CCL, and RCL all in positive territory. This is the energy group again. Oil, 7-year highs. Crazy move for oil. Led by XOM, MRO, Oxy. They're all here. Every single one in this group positive. Far corner over there, it's a materials sector. This one, again, same kind of story here. A lot of big movers, Mosaic, CF, there's new, and UE, FCX, all about 2.5 to 4 or 5% to the upside so far today. So outside of, these few kind of positive notes, everything else to the downside, including the utilities group there, the entire thing in the red. Industrial stocks, even with this UPS and the airlines moving higher, actually red on the day but because of capital goods and commercial goods. Tech stocks also under pressure here outside of Visa and C-Day. MasterCard here 1.7%. Everything else in the group to the downside so far. So not a huge move, but hey, we'll take it. 0.3 to the downside, guys. Back over to you.
Back over to us and back above VWAP. Brendan, your good luck. 17.50 now on AMC. I'm offering in front of $18 there, so that second long entry is going to get you pretty much the same move, but just keep in mind, it's still reversing off those pre-market highs, off those preliminary numbers on AMC. It is what it is. Like sometimes it's gone so far in the pre-market, like a $3 move bottom to top in the pre-market, still up 9% even with this retracement, but I'm going to be taking the profits when we get it. We talked a little bit about it. We mentioned XOM at least a couple of times here. Energy's been ridiculously strong, but it has just made a top above $80 and is now consolidating right at that $80 mark. Obviously, you get a bit of a parabolic move breaking out at the highs. I like showing the 15 here, but just to show you how far it's extended, I'm looking at that top at 1840 and saying if there's a place, this is the time of day I like to look for things that have broken out and trying to consolidate for some good risk-reward retracement style plays. XOM is starting to fit that bill. I'd like to see it test the high one more time. If it doesn't get through 80.50 at that point, I'd try to short the quarter mark. But XOM super, super strong. Robinhood now rolling into the money for me off that 1426. I was actually trying to get more shares up in front of that 1450 price area. Now it's going to come down. I'm on the bid 14 in front of 14 even, and then we'd get some out in front of VWAP as that curl starting to come in. We're long on the dip in the morning, but we did not get that short like we did on NEO. Now we're into it.
Guys, if you guys can hit the like button, I'll do what, obviously it's not a pretty face here, but if you can hit the like button, that would be greatly appreciated as Ms. V is on vacay. We shout out to Ms. V, of course, and hope she's enjoying her time back in Mother Russia there. So what's up to Ms. V? And I know she's doing well. So thank you, Ms. V, for all that you bring to the show. But I'm going to ask for likes now anyways. Okay, so AMC, we should have got out there on that VWAP break. That was pretty obvious, but we didn't. I'm still waiting for a higher break. AMC's been good today. We have 47 trades on it, so that is what that is. Microsoft now coming back in again. We just waited. Like, we saw it going upside, and we just waited for that. And again, guys, thank you so much for everything on the chat. Thank you to Henry. Thank you for a lot of you guys. And this is what we're doing, man. We're just bringing the energy every single day for you. And if that's what you want, that's what we're doing. So hopefully you like that. And that's what that is. Was that a call for Brendo?
That's what I heard.
Dutch Bros, guys. I wanted to mention Dutch Bros up 8% here. It just made a day high. I saw this initially on this move, and then it kind of faded all the way back down. So kind of shrugged it off and moved on to other things. But back to these levels over here. Almost 56 once again here for Bros, guys.
Bros is a good name. Like the other day, it got that CNBC bounce, but Certainly going to be an interesting. I've never actually had Dutch Brothers because we don't have them here in Canada, but I've heard very good things. Sorry, not AMC. XOM, watching AMC while also looking at XOM here. XOM trying to get back up to that high. This is what I wanted to see. Test the high, try to fail, and then try to jam in here about that 8-quarter mark. I don't know if I want to chase it this far. It didn't really make that break just yet, but I might take a starter position if it retakes 80 even. AMC's starting to run out of steam a little bit here. Well, I don't want to say it's running out of steam, but it just got back down below VWAP. And remember, now that I've already scalped this out, like this is not one where I want to just take this trade off on a trailing stop. It's all about where to get back into it if it pulls back down. And because this bottom wick was at 1660, the level was 1650 to defend, I want to get in only around that 60 to 75 price area. So that's where I want to be bidding. It has to fall pretty far for it to get into that price range, but that's what I'm going to be patient with here on AMC. And then, like I said, XOM just retook that 80 even, so I will take that starter here in the 90s. I still want to be adding at 80.25 or so, but the risk to reward is the story here, right? You got 50 cents to the high of the day. You got $1 down into VWAP. You had a strong move here with the market starting to level off, and then playing retracements at this particular time when you get the kind of setup. It's not talking negatively about XOM. I got no issues with the stock. I'm a CVX guy personally. I like Chevron, but that's splitting hairs. They blew out the quarter. I just like the risk to reward at these levels.
All right. What's up to my wife? Love you. Yeah, Bros, definitely a good stock, man. And another good stock today is AMC. We can look at that. Starbucks, again, having some problems with unionization, having some problems in China, obviously, as a lot of Chinese cities shut down right now. So that's not going to be good for Starbucks. So they've been getting absolutely killed. But again, look at the barcoding down here, man. I mean, you're just barcoding until someone comes in and upgrades them, and then you're right back to 112 again. So watch out here. A dump down for Starbucks. I really think that, you know, if you like Bros, they're obviously at a beginning stage. Some of their projections are like 10 years out. But Starbucks, again, like a developed brand, but they're having issues. So I don't know if you want to dig into that. I'm just bringing this up. I don't think there's a trade here today for it. Let me check. What is their PE? 24. That's pretty good. We'll find out what historically their PE has been. But that seems pretty cheap for me for, like, I mean, basically they're a growth stock. I mean, Starbucks can expand daily and open up like, you know, a branch, what they call a store, I guess, every single day. So we'll watch out for them to go here through some changes. But Starbucks, again, barcoding here on the daily. And that's a great opportunity, I feel like, to pick some up. But again, it's 97 now, and just 2 days ago it was 94. So you may want to wait on that. This is normally a spot, and we're going to say, but I'm not reloaded. So that's the thing. Like right here on Softy, this is a good spot to reload, but it's just, I feel like too many times to the wells. So we're at the highest spot we've been at all day. This would have been another great reload, and we would have just honestly, someone said, where are we located? There it is. And the thing is like, this could have been another opportunity to really cash in and lay down the cash. But honestly, we're tipping down. Like I said, we're already in, having a great day. Like I mentioned, more than we already up yesterday. We've had all longs today, absolutely no shorts, besides an AMC mistake short that we got out of, thank God, right away on that one. So I'm just not going to count the chickens here before they hatch. Like, I have a feeling like this is 1, 2, 3 times. We just made a fourth bottom. Normally, it's like 3 times the charm, but Microsoft is resisting, so we do have a long now. It's still 40 cents in the money. We're happy with that. AMC still 75 cents in the money and going higher and higher and higher. Palantir 25 cents in the money. Like, this is the kind of damage that we're doing today. And XPEV, if we just didn't get out, we'd be crushing that name as well. So we're positive all over the place today. It's been a monster day. We just should have reloaded that Microsoft, but we are waiting a little bit lower, near 305 exactly, like 305 proper. Like, if that breaks, then we'll get out and we'll be done with Microsoft. I just don't want to give everything back. So that's what we're going to do here on Softy. Wait for a little lower than this, 305 proper.
Yeah, you said reloaded, and it's weird. You said reloaded the first time, and I just got the first leg in Vinco Ventures. I'm not making this up. You said reloaded the second time, and I got another leg.
Yeah, so say it again. Yeah.
Vinco is right. I'm not adding a third time, but Vinco Ventures right back at that high. It's 338. I know 335 is a nice round number, but this is 338 on the 15-minute chart. This is going back to the 26. We shorted it off the open. It bounced off 3. Maybe should have been a reversal to the long. That's hindsight. Hindsight's always going to be 20/20. Maybe we should have reversed in the long, but we're right back short in front of 338. if you look at the strong move it made, that's holding support and then now trying to break back out. So I think this can be reversed into a long side trade. Like I said, I got into XOM. I was willing to add at 80.25. Only 10 minutes to go here, guys. I was willing to add at 80.25. That hasn't happened. It's now going sideways off of that 80 level. I still want to be able to take it off of that high of the day. I have my first bid sitting 79.50. Then we'll get out in front of 79 even. And then Robinhood is the other one that we had just gotten into. That came down to 14. I was on the bid, it wicked down, and then came back upside. I moved my bid into that cluster. I was a little closer to 14 even. Now I'm sitting about 14.10 to get the first leg out. And I'm still willing to add to this one in front of 14.50. So AMC is the only long left standing for me. We got out of our longs in Lucid. After this, like you said, got in the VWAP. It still can't break that 29.75. Very similar story with NEO, although NEO did break back out. And that last, and then the other name was that KSCP. That's still waiting for that to be able to trigger. And in the back of my mind, we're still looking at Tesla here because if Lucid's going to break at 29.75, it might be that Tesla could break 930 first, and then that could trigger and move over there in Lucid. Vinco, why did I not get the long trade, long there? It just broke 338, and I did not reverse into a long. I'm not sure why. I'm going to get on the bid now. I don't want to chase it too far. But 338 was the price. I just told you guys I wanted to reverse. I don't know why I didn't have a bid out there. Guess I thought I had 2 stops, and I'm going to get that second one in now. Brendo. Thought I had a...
Hey guys, quick look at the currency markets for you today. All about the US dollar. That is a hourly chart. So the past couple of days, it's been straight back to the downside. We were talking at the end of last week about the move up after the inflation or after the interest rate announcement. Straight back down, 96.2 for the DXY as it continues to decline here. So a lot of these back in positive territory. The euro, the Canadian dollar, British pound, all up slightly on the day. Japanese yen, Swiss franc bucking the trend as they normally do. Australia and New Zealand here typically trade very similar to each other, 0.6, 0.4 to the upside, 1% for the Turkish lira. Bitcoin, yeah, holding on to ever so slightly, holding on to a gain there, 38,400 and change, guys, for Bitcoin. Back to you.
All right, so some of you guys wanted to see a little bit about my sliding adventures, so let's do that right now. You can find this out on my wife's Instagram here. You can follow her. Watch this. So here we go. Some nice hills here. This is what I was talking about, the craziness that can happen when you sort of just line up and see what's happening here to the downside. And there it goes. See ya. That's the whole family. They're having great times. Bye-bye. And then watch this. This is her on. This is how it looks like. Yeehaw to the downside there. There I am there with my daughter in the middle. There's a couple of my guys. He wipes out here. Look at that. They spin you. They do everything. This is what we're doing, man. Follow on Instagram if you want to see. It's called Katinas in the City. So if you want a little bit of an inside look, there we go again on the famous Taco Bell tube. And there's the whole family right there going through. So another big day. And here's the conveyor belt that they take you up. So shout out to Horseshoe Valley there as that was a super fun day. I'll put that link there in the chat because, hey, you got to have fun here trading, which I think you could see that that's obvious, and then have fun in your personal life as well. Family is obviously everything to me, so there it goes right there.
Yeah, and like we said, we reversed into Vinco Ventures. Should have been on one order, but obviously, you know, it's going to give me the opportunity to get back in front of that 338 level. It was always going to be that 338 level that was key. So I'll play it twice. I don't mind doing that with a short, but now we're going to go to the long side. And much like Lucid, you have to let these break. When it breaks a key level like this, you've got to give it some room. Like, it's a trend reversal, in my opinion. So as long as it can manage to hold, and I'll pop back to the 1 minute off the 15, as long as it can hold around this 28, like where it just broke back out on volume, that to VWAP, I think that's where you want to be giving it to. It's a trend reversal. I'd like to be in this position throughout the afternoon. And 370 is a bit of a target as well. So yeah, I'd like to be in until the afternoon, but then we go back to the higher levels at the 15. This is 370 from last week. It gets to there. Obviously, we'll have taken profit out on the way up. We're not going to look gift horses in the mouth, but you have to give this room. It's about the trend reversal. It's a double top break afternoon yesterday and now about 11 o'clock. Because we only have about 5 minutes to go when we send you to Trader Prad and Arun in 5.
Yep. So, guys, I mean, what an absolutely fantastic stock Microsoft's been today. We'll floss it off one more time. The only thing that we missed was the reload, and I told you about why we didn't want to do that. Just a very dangerous spot there, I thought, anyways, on that reload. So, you know, that's something. Wish we would have, but we would have got peace out right here for $1, actually not 50 cents, for $1 in the money, but we don't. So we still have it. I mean, we're $1 in the money on it, so all is well. Palantir as well to the upside, making moves and making money moves, that's for sure. Up to 14.20, guys. We're still long on this one. Possible trade of the day candidate right here for Palantir, but too many fills. I believe Microsoft probably should be it, or we can go down to AMC, Neil, which has been a monster for everybody today. Yeah, 1760 to the top side rate there for AMC. I'm waiting for 17.
How many stocks pull back 20% and
80.
still up 10%?
Yeah, exactly. So what a great move here for AMC today off some of those reports, the pre-earnings release there. But I guess it's time to see, didn't even realize they were reporting right there in the middle, Brendo. Let's do this.
Yeah, a number of big names to come. Here we go. Get you ready for what's to come tonight and tomorrow morning before the bell.
Yeah, look, it's monster earnings coming here tonight. We have obviously Alphabet and AMD are going to be front and center. You guys already talked about Starbucks a little bit there, but you get GM, and that's another big one here today. Both Ford and GM looking pretty strong. PayPal, which is a beaten up payment processor name, although maybe not as beaten up as Square has been. AbbVie's even in there. You just get, you get a little bit of everything. I mean, check it, EA Sports, and I wouldn't care about it except for the fact that you've been having all of this consolidation in the gaming space, so that could make EA a pretty interesting name as well. But there's a lot to get to. Look, there's other earnings coming the rest of the week, so it's not just these names. It does continue in the entire week. We've had a bit of a rally and a bit of a pullback this morning, but you know what? We're not accelerating to the downside. I kind of feel like when you got that sharp move to the downside off the open,
there's AMC.
You had to take your profit because it didn't accelerate. We're now bouncing back towards some of those highs. AMC getting close to my target at $18. I'll be out any second now.
Yeah, there's AMC. We spin it again, man, and we go chicken dinner winners, man. AMC's been a monster for us today. Nicely done to the upside. Boom, boom, boom. Great trade here on AMC. We just took it out. So that's enough for that one, man, as we continue to go. Softy, the dollar in the money. Palantir just going nuts as well. So big time trades today, and I hope you've enjoyed the show. I mean, this has been an absolutely great one. If you guys can hit the like button, we'll ask one more time, please do so. As we were excited for those earnings. I saw Alphabet, and I think you got to just buy Google, obviously, on any dip. Oh, the name I want to talk about was AbbVie. Look, I checked my account yesterday. I'm long like $67 on AbbVie. This is what I'm talking about when you buy high quality names and you just hold on to them. This is, again, a big, huge name. They're going to report again. They've been absolutely on fire. AbbVie, just monstrous. This and SPG, and shout out to Daryl. If Daryl's on here, man, I want to know, are you still long with me on SPG? We're long like $63 on this name. $63. This was one of the names that we bought in the COVID times. We were just buying this when it was barcoding. So what's up to Daryl? What's up to everybody that was watching me trade during these times? This is what we were buying right in here, guys. AbbVie and SPG down here. Look at this. It was not breaking 60. This is where we loaded it up. Shout out to you, Daryl, if you're still around. And the same thing is true for that AbbVie. And Tesla was my best. My best buy was Square. Well, I don't know. My best buy was Square down here. I'm long Square like at $43 or something like that, which was amazing when it went up to $300. But right now it's still where it is. And I think probably just because of the split and what happened and everything during 2020 there, I think Tesla is probably my biggest win. That's in the money 900%.
And just breaking 350, Vinco Ventures. Remember 338 reverse, took some out in front of 350. Next leg will be 60s and then 70s, which we showed you on the daily chart. We just got a super chat. Thanks, Mike. If we don't get it in the next few seconds, you're asking if anything came through, any news on SENS. That's over on the Amex. Obviously, I'm not aware of anything. It's not really moving that much here, but we'll. I don't know if Brendan can get that in the next couple of minutes. Even if not, we'll make sure we get you any news throughout the entire Market Movers show, of course. We're still all around here, and Brendo's still going to be able to give you the news. It's not doing a heck of a lot of volume, though, so I'm not sure there's anything going on there.
Rivian's starting to go up. Yeah, IBM. Yeah, good one. What's up to Hut B37? Yeah, IBM, another name that I own as well. We really like that one. Old tech is new tech again, baby. But look what's happening right now to Softy. Let's go. Like, we don't really have anything to hit. We've hit everything today. So we're just really happy. This is what I feel like we're on today, as everything right now is just working out for us as you continue to go work. What's up, Rihanna? ASAP Rocky and her with a baby on board. So that should be fun. So that's cross one off your list there, Prad, for Rihanna. Me too, bro. As she is now off. Well, she's been off the market for a while. Not that mattered to us. But there goes Softy. $1.40 and just right back in. I'm going to hold this one all day, man. This has been such a great name for us to trade. I'll push for this to be the trade of the day off some key levels that we wrote down. And this is the thing, guys. Like we wrote all these down on the sticky note. So make sure you check out the sticky note here today. What a great one. Now that I think about it, it could have been Ether or Bitcoin might have been the best buy, obviously in those March 2020 lows. But we'll have to wait to see what goes on there. But those are some key buys that I made on those times, and that's what we've been doing recently now as well. On any kind of dip, man, buy the dip. Yes, we are at the highest spot we've been at all day here, so what a great day it's been today. Hit the sire, Neil. This has been one of our better shows.
Yeah, and by the way, at $18, right to target on AMC, it is trying to break back out to the upside, and KCSP broke the low. So I waited all morning to get into that one. And then right at 11 o'clock, we finally get into KSCP. But as we said, it's 11. We got to send you to Trader Prad and Arun for Market Movers.
Welcome to Trader Prad at Arun, or AP, the Audemars Piguet show. Or I don't know how to say Audemars Piguet. You know how to say that properly?
What? The what show?
The watch company, Audemars Piguet. You know how to say it properly?
Piguet?
AP?
Yeah. Just say AP. It's
How do you say the last part?
It's Piguet, isn't it?
Is it?
I
always get it wrong.
I mean, I'm
But
not a
welcome
fan
to
of
the
their
AP
designs. But
show.
anyways, yeah.
Welcome to the AP show. I'm just trying to make a joke.
Are we sponsored by AP?
No, we aren't.
Okay,
That's a good
then
point.
we shouldn't say that.
That's a great point.